seem that we stand on a stable ground. My words fail me now. Show me what my eyes won't see. Show me what my mind won't believe. I'm struggling to peer through the fog. Do we all have to suffer to see? We were born to bleed. Picking up the loose ends and digging to the root through the soil to see what is there for me. Tell me where the hearts that go. Tell me why we all still follow. I'm starting to see through it all. Do we all have to suffer to see? We were born to bleed. Knowing well we're soon to be. Just a feast for the cross to die on. For the cross to die on. Just a feast for the crowds. I'm staring down the barrel. I'm cutting to the marrow, right through the bones of a haven I once called home. Take me where the grass won't grow. Take me where the trees are hollow. I've been digging to the roots of all that I know. But it's still not enough to believe in the words we breathe. If we all turn our backs to the storm, when the world's when our burdens pull us over the edge, we'll fall fast enough to feel our lives give out. As we flop, will the static and sound. Third eyes stare through the veil. Pulse wakens, what's sounding now? Listen to say we're a lost cause.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a while since I've been able to live stream here. So today should be an interesting day because I have sent Phil all the bullshit that he needs. Let's see if he tells the truth. Okay, I'll create a new scene here shortly, and we'll see if he actually tells the truth this morning about his Street Fighter 6 gameplay. And you know, PC cheaters aren't cheating. He's just an average scumbag, right? Hey, Roachbait. Hey, Damien. How you guys doing? Lewis, what's up? There's Shithead now going live. Let's mute his shitty stream. He's in 1080p. We can go full screen. Now, I have a truth counter down here. So we'll see where Phil tells the truth at all. Because I doubt Phil's going to tell the truth, right? Like, we all know Phil's nothing but a fucking liar. We do have otters. Yes, we do. I did bring up otters. There we go. There's some otters for us. We could just chill out to that for now as we wait for Phil. Nothing on the screen, though. Actually, there's a big fat one there sleeping on the right. So we will have otters. Yes, we will. Hey, Nexus, how you doing? Trey, how you doing? Inshallah, my friend, inshallah. Did I click live? Shit. Give me a second here. It was live. There we go. I've had that running for like a couple hours now, so maybe that's why. No otters. I don't see any otters. Sonic, what's up? Dayglow, what's up? It's going to be a salty day. I expect him to go ballistic. I expect him to... Because he does have a 76... He did play against... The people that he played against on Wednesday, there were 76% of them were PC players. 14% were console. Right? So... Like, he did play against... But the prior night, it was more like 62% were PC. So it's going to fluctuate, right? Hey, Unknown. Oh yeah, I guarantee we're gonna have bad DoorDash, we're gonna have problems. Ah, there's a human. Where the fuck are the otters? Oh, they're feeding the otters. They're feeding the otters today. Oh, okay. We might get some otter action here. Yeah, my money is there's gonna be a fucked up DoorDash order. There's gonna be there was an issue. Something went wrong during his day off. There's gonna be a ton of shit that we're gonna have to wade through today. I'm only streaming the podcast, though. I'm not streaming his gameplay. I do want to stream his setup for Assassin's Creed. I want to see if he's going to use quality mode or if he's going to go immediately to performance. Nice, Lewis. Nice. He's going to reject all suggestions. Oh, yeah. I even made a suggestion. I told him to get a new fucking capture card, so that he can actually have VRR, which will help decrease his input latency. You think he's going to go out and spend $250 on a capture card? Fuck no. That's like 6 Hogan pulls, man. There's no way he's gonna deal with that. 60 frames, yeah. So let's go over really quick while we wait for Dipshit here to go live. So when you look at what Arturo Sanchez is doing with FGCOS, okay? Back in the day, yeah, you can overclock your polling rate, you can decrease the input latency for your controller. Nowadays, that really isn't much of an issue. You're basically saving 1/8 of a millisecond. So they can't cheat in that way anymore. Then you have things like frame time and frame pacing. Capcom has the game locked at 60 frames per second, and they have their own input latency reduction that's built into the game. So your frame time and your frame pacing, depending on how bad your video card is, like if you're getting, say you're gaming on like a 3050, an NVIDIA 3050 or 4050 isn't out yet, that's probably not going to run the game all too well. So that's where you're going to run into issues in regards to frame pacing. But if you're using something like a 3060 or a 4060 or better, frame pacing isn't going to be an issue, especially at 1080p 60. You're not going to have a problem. So they can't cheat in that respect. Having a faster hertz monitor, that's not going to improve your game whatsoever. So like with Phil stating that, you know, the PC cheaters, and you also have what people don't take into consideration is like you have the front I/O on your PC, right? So you have your USB ports and your audio ports on the front. You got to be careful with those ports because they're not all the same. Some can be underpowered, some can have less bandwidth. Like on mine, I have an O11 Dynamic XL from Lion Lee. The USB-C port on it is not 10 gigabits, it's 5 gigabits. And whenever I plug anything into it and I turn my computer on, I get a UR code of error 64, which means that it can't read the USB device. So you got to take into respect that not everything is the same. And using the front I/O, I wouldn't do that. I would make sure that I was using the back USB ports for your controller, and that make sure that the USB port you're using is directly linked to the CPU and not going through the chipset, because that is also going to cause latency. Hey, Amadeus, what's up? Heather, I'm going to jump in Discord here right now.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Holy fuck, long time no talk.
I know.
No talk. How have you been, Prophet?
I've been doing really good lately. I fucked up my arm at work pretty bad,
Hope
so...
you feel better. Hope it gets better.
Oh, it is. It's real bad tendonitis, and, like, when I'm not at work, I'm walking around with a sling on. The pain is fucking nuts.
Ow. In the shoulder?
No, it's in the elbow.
Oh, that's...
I messed up my Persona playthrough. I went harem around instead of just trying to stay loyal to one person, so I had to delete that save file, and now I gotta restart the whole game.
Well, at least you have something to do, Lewis, man. At least, I went back to World of Warcraft. I finished Diablo 4. I got to level 100. I beat Uber Lilith, and then I was just like, game shit. Bye.
I have P5R, P5G, P4G, P3P. I'm gonna get the new Tactics game that releases in November. Gonna pre-order that this week with my upcoming check. And then I'm gonna get the reboot of Persona 3 on Xbox. The expensive version. Like the $100 version.
Jesus.
How long do you think until his fans beg him to play Persona 3 reboot?
They've already been doing it. They've already been doing it.
Yeah, they already asked him.
Yeah. How long until he caves?
Andy, they want me to go for surgery. I went to my doctor and everything. They want me to do surgery for it.
And apologies if my voice is a little messed up. I'm still a little frog. It's fine. I'm still a little froggy from Tuesday.
He caves into his fans and does the Persona 3 reboot? Or does he skip Persona entirely? And
he doesn't like Persona. I think that's one game he's going to put his foot down on and not play.
Because it's Atlas, and Atlas has certain conditions for streaming the game before it's widely released, and then they drop those regulations, and you can stream the whole game. Am I right or am I wrong, Prophet? Because Atlas has streaming conditions for certain games, don't they?
They do. Like, I have heard that they can copyright strike people. I have heard that in the past, but...
Yeah. I like Persona. I have everything that you can buy on the Xbox right now, except you can no longer buy Persona 4 Arena.
I've never played Persona personally.
I haven't played a Persona game. Yeah.
Persona's
I think I played a demo of one once upon a time.
Yeah. Persona's fun. I like it. So, I'm doing good. I'm on my way home from work. I just got out the bus, so now I'm just walking to my house.
Nice.
I had a good day at work.
Good.
Long weekend for me.
Yeah.
I booked it off.
People Day.
I booked Friday off. Monday's Thanksgiving here in Canada, so...
Oh, happy Thanksgiving. For me, it's next month.
Yeah, in the States, you guys have it in November.
So, out of curiosity, do you guys do like what we do down here with the big turkey family dinners and family get-togethers and all that, or is that more an American thing?
No, we do that here. Like, I went this morning, I picked up all the food for the meal and everything, just for me and my parents here. My brother really fucked up his situation. They had to move cities.
What happened?
My brother's an idiot. He can't hold down a job. My sister-in-law can't hold down a job. And
so for me, my sister just got married this year. So her and her husband hosted Thanksgiving last year. He bought a restaurant-grade turkey.
How big?
I don't know. I forgot how big. But he's a chef, so he has access to the good meat, to the butchers and the turkey farmers. He has access to those guys, so he can order from the good quality instead of like a butterball or You know what I mean?
Yep.
So my sister's husband is now probably gonna do what they're probably gonna host Thanksgiving weekend this year. Looking forward to that. He's done pretty good cooking. I like his mashed potatoes. He does good mashed potatoes.
That's nice, man. Now we're just gonna do some turkey. We're gonna do some salads, some stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy. That's pretty much it. We're just gonna relax this Thanksgiving weekend.
No pie?
No, I'm not big on pie. Well, I got a cheesecake. I bought a cheesecake for my parents because they like the
All right,
cheesecake.
that's
So,
cool.
but no, it's
Me,
just gonna be
I
a relaxing
love-
weekend.
Me, I love pumpkin pie. I'm not sure. Should I ask my mom if I should take my new nephew or my sister's stepson on a shopping spree? Anything he wants on the sister's brother.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I would do that for him. He's a good kid.
Now my issue is like I can't see my nephew now because they're like 400 kilometers south from where I am.
Oh,
That's
fucked
not
up.
right.
Yeah,
That's
but
not fair.
whatever, right? Like it's him and I play chess online sometimes, so he's 7 years old and he knows how to play chess and he's really fucking good at it. So
I like Atlas games. Atlas is fun.
Ow, 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 ow.
I have a question, Prophet. My TV, you know the auto caption when they say the like a menu instantly pops up. I'm not doing anything. I'm not clicking that menu, and it says auto shortcut menu pops up, and I don't enable it. What do I do to fix it?
you probably have to
Or
go
is
into the
it like-
TV menu and disable for the auto caption setting. There'll be an option probably under general that has to do with captioning and or accessibility, and just disable it.
All right.
I wouldn't know precisely where it is because I don't know the model of your TV. You'd have to give it to me. And that's like that's another thing for Phil, right? Like Phil's got, like I stated, he's got a TV that supports VRR, HDMI 2.1, 120 hertz, eARC, everything. He can't use it, and he's gonna complain about the fucking. He's gonna complain about his input latency, and it's like, dude, you can fix that yourself. Like that's a you problem. That's not fucking PC cheaters that have access to VRR. Phil has access
he
to
has
it.
that problem. I honestly think he is so deluded that he thinks he has it, input delay, but I don't think he does. Not nearly as much as he's claiming he does anyways.
He does have an input delay on his system because of the fact that he's not using VRR. So any other console user that's using HDMI 2.0B or 2.1 will have VRR on by default. If you're playing on a high-end computer monitor.
So how is it his joystick that is giving him trouble, or is it
No.
No, it's him.
Phil.
It's a Phil issue. Phil just isn't. Phil's a average player. Phil is not the player that he thinks he is, and Phil would never admit it, right? Like Phil's always got to be right, right? That's the narcissism. He's got to be right. He can't be wrong. And so, regardless of Phil, you're now in Master. You can't compete in Master. You're below a 50% win rate every night. Just admit, it's like, you know what, guys, I'm just not as good as some of these players here in Master. I'm getting my ass kicked. But no, instead he'll be like, they're cheating, my controller's broken, this is fucked up, there's lag, and it's like, but Phil, that's a you issue, right? Like the lag is Phil. 300 megabits down, 10 megabits up, streaming at 12 megabits. Like that's a Phil problem. That is not.
What up, Meth Bear?
Hey, Meth.
Where are we dropping, boys?
When I was playing before my controller broke, I had really shitty internet, and I didn't have the problems he claims to have.
Well, I showed in the
So
video.
I don't know what his fucking problem is.
I was playing people with an 80 millisecond ping with a 1 frame reduction. Never had a problem.
Actually, I noticed something he was playing a Twitch streamer who did that. He was fighting this Chun-Li in one. Do you remember that one? He did the Blanca ball. She jumped over it, and then she did that aerial fireball to finish him off.
Yep.
It looked like there might have been about a 1 second or maybe a second and a half delay between his camera and the game. I don't know if that's because he was just standing there. He finishes the maneuver, she jumps, and as the Chun was jumping, he's like, "What?" And then, like, literally like half a second later, or maybe almost a second later, the fireball comes out, and then he starts going ape shit at that point. And so I'm like, why is he reacting like, because I was wondering, why is he reacting like that by the fact that she's jumping? And then it makes sense when the fireball came out and hit him and it finished the round.
He
and
reacts
so
that way when anybody dodges any move of his because he's just
well, it wasn't the reaction. It wasn't the reaction to the Blanca ball because I believe it was it was just a different jump. She jumped over the Blanca ball and then she jumped again and did the aerial fireball. And when she was almost to the apex of the jump, he was like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Why is he doing that?" And it looked more appropriate for when the fireball actually came out, like a half a second later or so. And so people are like, "Well, you can hear me hitting buttons," and it's like, well, sometimes it might make more sense. It's like you can hear me hitting and it makes a little more sense if there is a slight delay between his face cam and the actual gameplay.
There will be. Now, what you need to understand is with OBS and with YouTube, like right now, my stream is delayed, even though I have it set to ultra low latency.
Right.
There is a delay that what I see happening on my end, on my stream will happen like 5 seconds later. Now,
I know the chat. There's stuff in the chat that's delayed. Yeah.
And then when you have stuff like what Phil goes through, now remember, Phil's not using VRR, so he could have a 20% increase in delay reduction. He doesn't see it on his end. The problem that he's going to have is if he gets VRR up and running, right, he's going to remove that 20% delay reduction. What he can do, and then there's his internet as well, right? Like, even though his internet is stating that like he might be at 13 milliseconds, like Jad and I have been helping Jad here trying to get his stream up and running for 1440p. You can run into issues even though you have enough bandwidth, it might not be stable. So he can get like a microsecond stutter and then he sees a delay. But like on our end, like when we're watching Phil's streams, like when Phil's stating it's lagging, it's not lagging.
Mm-hmm.
It's not lagging. Yeah,
it's just like it's his stupidity. And then Phil's reaction time himself, his own reaction time is slow. He isn't fast.
Yeah, like there was that one
Zangief. Like 10 years older than I am, not 9 years younger, with his reaction being so shitty.
Yeah.
There was that one Zangief that did that critical art on him in which he was insisting he was holding up. He's like, "I was holding jump. I shouldn't be getting hit by that." And he was just ripping on the other. He's like, "You're a fucking cheater. You're a piece of shit," et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, and don't get me started on the piece.
And then, shit. But it turns out that he held up for one frame during the animation for the critical art.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I know Jad and I rewatched the Zangief play, where the Zangief guy just bodied him. Right, and I think it was a modern Zangief. It wasn't a classic. And
this is like maybe a week or two ago. This wasn't something that was recent, okay. But somebody on one of the streams we went through and then they're like, okay, it might have been on Peace, and which they're like, okay, let's go forward, and it turns out he says, "Oh, jump! I was jumping," and it was in the middle of the animation that he clicked up for one frame and said, I was holding it up, and it didn't give it to me. But he was also, spamming it. It's like he was forward, and then I think it was like a down forward, and then finally up, like halfway through the animation.
Yeah, and we saw that on that guy's Twitch stream, right? The Twitch streamer that he fought. and the Twitch streamer's like, look at his button inputs, and Phil's just fucking mashing, right? And it's just
was that the guy he fought like a day or two ago with the
yeah,
Chun?
that's the guy they fight on Wednesday night, right? And you see him, and Phil's just mashing the controller. Yeah, go ahead, Lewis.
Did you get all the new equipment you wanted?
Yes, I did, but the monitor is not arriving until next month.
No, why so long?
Well, because it's the Dell
the
Alienware.
monitor.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it like the Supermax monitor or whatever?
Yeah, it's
I'm
the
pretty sure
Alienware.
you sent it.
Yeah, it was the one I posted in the video.
Is it the big curved one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they operate like on a month turnaround.
Yeah.
Because the panels are rare.
Custom?
Like because it's a QLED, so it's quantum dot and OLED with mini LED.
Oh.
So you get the benefits of all three. But I got my new headset, which is just fucking insane for gaming. I tried out Modern Warfare 2 last night, or Warzone 2, and holy shit.
Dude,
Did
Modern
you get
Warfare
rid of
3
your
looks
home phone like
good.
you wanted?
What was that, Lewis?
Did you get rid of your home phone?
No, I can't do it because I look after my parents, and they're not too savvy on cell phones.
I know. I was saying about. I remember in a video you posted going over Phil's upgrade about how he renewed his contract.
Yep.
And you said, once I'm done with that video, I'm gonna get all new equipment and try and drop my home phone.
Oh no, I boosted my internet because I get.
Oh, he's starting.
He's starting. Yeah, we'll just give it a minute.
Yeah, he's starting.
Because I have now 150 megabits upload instead of 100. They boosted that for me, and I'm at a 2 gigabit download on my new line.
That's good.
Oh, cool.
Is there going to be a pre-intro? Let's see.
I could get a 2 gigabit. I mean, I have Google Fiber. But I just have I basically get symmetrical. Yeah, 1-on-1. But
we've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
news and more. A jam-packed
I mean,
podcast.
I guess I could do 2 and 2,
right
or maybe it might be 2 and 1. But I think it'd be 2 and 2. But I mean, I just don't need it.
If you don't need it, don't get it, right? Like I do. Like
exactly.
I do tons of computer work, so I need the download speed and everything, and the upload. I do upload to my work server and everything, so there's that.
Yeah, Jetta.
Yeah, I mean, all it does
Are you streaming it?
Are you gonna share it on Discord Profit?
Which the new screen when I get it, I'm gonna do probably an unboxing.
No, Phil.
No. The podcast.
I can. Give me a second here. I just want to make sure that it doesn't crap out. Let me share my screen.
Otherwise I can't hear what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah, neither. I can't have more than one YouTube window open.
I'm like autistic, basically. I just have like 4 open tabs on YouTube videos. I just have like so many opens, like whatever.
Welcome to
It'll be
Release
fun.
Gaming Week.
I
am DSP, and today is Friday, the 6th of October, 2023. What a week we have in store, folks, because not only we have a major new release in Assassin's Creed Mirage, which we're starting together today, we've got multiple other things going on.
Yeah.
I've got to finish up ongoing playthroughs that have been going on now for a few weeks in order to make room for all the new releases coming out. That means Lies of P. That also means the Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways DLC. In addition to that, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is having its beta, open beta that is, over the course of this weekend. And obviously it makes sense for me to play it at least once.
His fucking intro is fucking long, dude.
Because right now I'm on the fence,
I swear it gets
just like
longer
I was
every
a
time.
few years ago with Call of Duty Vanguard. And you remember how bad that beta was? So that helped me to determine it was a skip year. You know,
that'd be
so
funny.
It's important to be able to test out these games ahead of time rather than commit to them and then end up having buyer's remorse. So
can't hear him.
We've got a heck of a lot going on this week. That's a definite. There's also some things that may or may not happen. For example, Forza Motorsport.
Do you have him muted?
Releasing on the Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, desktop audio looks good. Yeah, but I can't hear him.
To play that or not? I would like to, but I just don't know if I'm going to have opportunity. If I really have to play catch up
I don't
with
know.
everything else that I'm doing right now and finish off all these ongoing playthroughs, will I have time to even give the game a shot, or is it just a hard skip? There's a lot of big question marks about this week.
There we go. Should work now.
So in addition to a very busy game,
Yeah, there he is.
Disaster
it's
is over.
Going
It's
on over
over.
on DSP Reacts, including horror movie
Prophet,
reviews that have started. I actually just reviewed
one quick question.
Scream 5 a couple of days ago,
tend to
and my review of
upload
Halloween
speed,
Kills will be
right?
going live over there shortly. Plus, of course, my
It
weekly
depends on
review
your package.
on Sunday.
Depends.
So that's exciting.
Does it?
In addition
Yeah,
to
it
everything I
depends.
just mentioned,
I'm sitting
we've got a
at
ton of gaming news to talk about today,
11.72
as well as some
for upload.
updates and other things. So, holy moly, we've got tons to get to today, so let's jump right into the show, shall we?
I live in
All right.
Queen in New York, so
So, today is
Verizon.
indeed
what do you
Friday.
You're not-
You know what that means? It means
Canada.
Friday Night Fights with Street Fighter 6.
Well,
I
there
like
we
to
go.
say
Yeah.
it's
Essentially-
fine if you're not doing anything like.
Before we jump into the
you mean
content for the rest of the week,
like for
I would like to talk
upload
about what
or
happened back
download?
on my stream.
Yeah,
on
upload,
Wednesday
download.
before I went on break. Lies of P went
100
really
megabyte
well.
package,
We got very
so
far
let
into
me
the
look.
end game of the game to the point where
Well,
we kind
if you have just like one, if you maybe have one computer that you're
there's a boss, a little
working
bit
with,
more
and
along the
maybe
way, and then basically
you're
the
maybe
final
maybe you're
battle bosses, and that's
if-
the end of the game.
Okay.
So
My
I'm
mom's
literally at the
my
end of
mom's
Lies of P.
phone,
Alright.
my
Um,
phone, grandma's phone.
I actually did even really
My
well against
iPad,
the boss that I was
Apple
facing. I got to
TV.
the second form and got it down to only a third of
Definitely
health,
not
and then I
enough.
ran out of time.
Especially if that's download. I'd say upgrade it
Undoubtedly, we
whenever
can
you
see
can.
another, hopefully,
Well, I mean, if
I'm
you're
not
not
doing anything
actively
big.
and move on to the end
big
game of
like-
the game.
but if you're not
Now, here's
actively
the funny
using
part with Lies of P.
if you're not
okay?
actively using the stuff,
Originally,
then
This
like
game
okay, you have an
apparently had one
iPad,
of
but
the
if you're
most
not always
difficult
using the
end bosses
iPad,
of any video
you're
game
not
ever.
using the
That's what I was
bandwidth.
told. Like,
So
the final boss of Lies of
I
P
use
was
the
legit
iPad
so
sometimes
hard
to watch
that even people
playthroughs
who are great
or
at
stuff
Soulsborne
like that,
games,
where my
main
mom needs to
Soulsborne
use
content
the cry
creators,
cut.
were taking upwards of 5
Yeah,
hours
Like-
to beat the
it's-
final
Oh,
boss.
cry
'cause it
cut,
was
I
oh my
would
difficult.
God.
say for like home use.
I mean,
that's not
What is
bad.
that, Millennia
It's
level?
when you
Yeah.
get
Right?
into- to,
Seriously,
like,
that's like
heavier.
the level
more
of the hardest
constant
boss
use.
of Elden Ring. So
Like
that's
I
pretty
have
nuts.
2
But
switches.
they
My
patched
computer.
it. If
My
you remember,
oldest,
last week
well,
this game was patched,
my
I
oldest
also
and
have
certain
my
bosses,
Xbox
the
on my
fourth boss, the
internet,
Archbishop,
and my Switch.
the sixth boss, the King of Puppets, and the final
but
boss
again,
were
your
patched
consoles aren't
to
going to
basically
use
make it
bandwidth
much
unless
easier,
you use them.
supposedly.
So
Okay?
that's
No,
those.
I use. Go ahead.
So now
I'm sorry, Heather.
it
I
might
didn't
not
mean
be
to
a
No,
big
it's
deal.
fine.
In
It's
fact, what
just-
people
I
were
was
telling
just
me earlier in the
saying
week was
those
actually
devices
the
usually
boss that I'm facing in Lies of
aren't
P
really
now
bandwidth
may
heavy
actually be
from
the
my
hardest boss
experience.
in the game because since the final boss
They're
was
just,
nerfed, a lot of
you
people
know,
are just
as you
one-shotting the
use
final
them,
boss.
they use up bandwidth, and then when you turn them off,
Will that
it's
happen
then
for me?
there.
I have absolutely no idea.
I
So
like
if you're-
Persona.
You know me.
I like
Things
that.
that
you're
tend to go
playing-
right
okay.
or wrong
Persona
for
came
certain
back,
people
but
always
I
do the
bought all
opposite
of the
for me.
games I could.
So I guess we'll see what happens.
So
So I have
Okay.
every main Do you
Then,
think they're gonna remake
on Wednesday
Personas
night,
1 and
we
2?
performed a very interesting experiment,
Film
and I'm
music.
very
Why not?
happy that we did this
I don't
because
know.
this is something that I was dying to find
sorry.
out just through some
Okay,
data.
hold on, hold
And
on,
I'm
hold on, hold
absolutely
on, hold on.
glad that people helped me out to track this data and figure this
Because
out.
I sent this data to
So
Phil.
what am I talking about?
Let's see if he lies.
Well,
Let's see.
Wednesday night, if you remember,
Oh boy,
I played
Oh,
I hear him. Is it
Street
muted?
Fighter 6.
oh, it's because
And
somehow
I played
my
with Blanca.
stream-
It was a Master
streaming got
Blanca
muted.
stream. It was only my second
Yeah,
Okay,
Master
now
Blanca
I-
stream.
Crazy.
Earlier in the week on
I
Monday
got
night,
it.
I had tried it, and I had 24 wins and 32 losses for a 43% win-loss ratio. Ouch. That's no
That's a
good.
false.
That's definitely in the realm
Okay,
of
that's-
a losing
that-
streak,
that- that's
and I
lie
don't
number
want to
one.
keep that going. I want to improve
Lie
that record,
one.
right?
Lie one.
So,
There we go.
I had observed something pretty interesting since that Monday night stream. It seemed like the
Bald.
vast majority of people who I were facing
lies
in
a
Street Fighter
lot.
6 at the master level all said cross-platform. That means the vast majority of people at that high ranking in Street Fighter 6 are not playing it on PlayStation 5, which is a bizarre
That means
statistic.
Xbox or
Because did you
PC.
know that over
Good job.
50% of the
He's
people who
lying. It's all
own Street Fighter
PC
6
users.
own it on PS5? It's data. It's like I think it's like 58%.
doesn't
At
mean
least,
every
you know, when that
No.
statistic was
person
created,
in
whenever
Master
that was,
Actually,
has
you know,
been
what
bought
I've
it on
heard,
PS5
the
as
majority of
Master.
of
people who bought the game
own
PC
it
players,
on
so
one
he's fucking
platform,
wrong.
then why is it when I'm playing?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause this here so we'll get some skip juice. So basically, so back in June it was 65% PC, and now Phil's saying that it's 58%. I want to know where he's getting his numbers from because
Yeah,
we can't get any numbers prior to or after July 7th. Capcom has never released any any of the information. And my theory on it is that it's not selling as much as they hoped it would. Like they want 10 million copies sold in its lifetime, and then they were only 2 million at that point.
So I tweeted about this. I think a week or two ago. It was the PC numbers for Steam for Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6 on September 29th. And at September 29th, Mortal Kombat 1 had 12,500 in game. This was like peak time. I think it was at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
peak time. So 12,500 in Mortal Kombat, 13,000 in Street Fighter 6. So, and it was worst game ever. It was like I tweeted, it's like worst game ever versus like the best fighter of all time. Like, yeah, okay, Phil.
How many copies do you think Persona 5 Tactica will sell?
I don't know, Lewis. I really don't know because I wanted to deal with the Street Fighter here first. Sorry, sorry to shit on you there.
So
my bad.
Go ahead.
But like, yeah,
I don't even know Street Fighter 6, but I'm thinking I might want to play it, but I'll wait. I don't need to get it right now.
Yep.
Like it'll
go on sale.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I don't think it's been on sale. I don't think it's been on sale yet, but like it sold well. It sold well for a fighting game, right? A lot of casuals got it, but now the casuals are gone. Yeah. 13,000 is no scoffing number, by the way. Don't just because only 13K for a fighting game. That's really good. Okay.
Yeah.
But
his numbers,
I don't know.
He's lying about the numbers again.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. He's lying about.
That's definitely a bald-faced lie on his part.
You might be able to get it for a bit cheaper if you go to a particular website that may be hosted in a foreign country. So yeah.
I'm putting there you go. If you go to that website right there, type that in, you can get a really good discount on Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Or any game, really.
Oh yeah.
We love the CD keys.
Yeah, CD keys is awesome.
Windows keys for Windows and stuff as well.
Yeah, you get like Windows 11 for like $40.
Yeah,
I
love them.
Those are people think that a lot of those things are like bootleg or pirated copies, but a lot of them are just OEM copies. Yeah, CD keys OEM copies that are just tossed out. They're just tossed out there like candy.
I think Fanatical is the other one I use. They're like actually legit. They have like sponsors with Steam, so.
Playing at the highest skill level, almost no one's on that platform. But at that point, it was just a guess. It was off.
I was considering when he went off on
what I felt, and I said, when I play this on Wednesday night,
was it the Tony
I want to actually track the data.
Yeah,
that he was going off on in that video.
Wednesday night, I played a grand total.
I was trying to think how he's like the scrub, the mash jabber, the retard can just go and they win, but him, the sophisticated artiste, the prodigy, the Sigma Chad player who uses footsies and change-ups and uses the highest peak skills ever seen in Street Fighter. He effortlessly glides, through the game, is defeated.
I won more than I lost. And I'm happy
when they said that,
I want to have a winning night.
He lashed on to where he said, because rollback netcode assumes you're going to keep doing what you're doing.
That's not bad. It's certainly not great, but I'd rather.
Well, it's by the fact that if you're moving forward,
at master level,
and
the positive ratio is
okay, so if you have the mash jabber, he's like, well, the mash jabber is just going to assume that he's going to get the jab and it's going to give him the jab. But if you're the elite, high-skilled gamer like him, you might be moving forward, but then you'll jump. Well, rollback netcode is going to assume that you were still going forward at that point, and it's just going to walk you right into that jab instead of jumping, and it won't give you that jump. You see, he thinks that it works that slowly.
Excuse me.
I think that's what he was. That's when I'm just like, this doesn't seem right. The way that he's describing it working. Right,
only
but
4 were on PS5.
If you look at it that way, saying that it's if you do something that it wasn't, if you do something that rollback wasn't
14%.
expecting, or if you change, it will take time to.
How does it make sense?
roll back
15%
and
of the people I
update
played were on PS5.
what you're actually doing. But
60%
it's like, well, just assume that you're going to walk forward and it won't read my jump and it won't read what I'm doing because it's going to assume that the mash jabber is just going to keep mash jabbing because they are mash jabbing and they're going to win.
As if like people who are ranking high in the game are not playing it
Yeah.
on PS5. That's interesting.
Fucking retarded.
Now,
well,
FYI,
let's just go over the numbers really quick.
As I was playing live.
Let's go over the numbers here really quick because Phil is
well, yeah,
like his
yeah.
rollback thing. Okay, so the way the rollback works, the rollback is there to favor the person with the worst connection. Now, you have somebody like Arturo Sanchez, right? If you've watched the retro RGB video where he says he gets that 4-frame advantage, it's impossible because the netcode dictates the frames for each user. So each user doesn't get a frame advantage, right? That's why it shows the rollback there at the top of the screen, right next to the ping. So, like, when the rollback happens, the rollback is triggered at a certain level. I think it's between 5 and 8 frames of delay. That's when the rollback triggers. If the rollback doesn't trigger, it's not rolling back. It's not using the prediction algorithm because the speed there is constant. You're not getting any dropped frames. So there's no reason for the netcode to be doing any type of rollback.
Right, and so like what they're saying, that one frame is a 60th of a second.
It's 16.7 milliseconds. One frame on a 60 frame per second game is 16.7 milliseconds.
It's not. It shouldn't even be discernible by the human eye, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be like you're not going to see that one frame of delay. It's when you get to 5 to 8, between 5 and 8, then that starts to be an issue.
Makes sense.
But he's gonna say, well, it's not just a rollback frame. It's in order to make it look smooth. It's going to take it away, and it's going to lie to you that it took move back. So either way, it in his mind, his argument is, I always win. It doesn't matter. It's like an orc. It's if he attacks and he kills you, well, then he wins. If you end up dying, well, you're dead, and so you can't lose. And if you run away, you're going to come back and fight another way. So, orcs can't lose, and things are red. Go faster.
Yeah, like and then you, like, with the people that consider things like polling rate overclocking, you're not, like, a polling rate overclock is going to save you 1/8 of a millisecond.
Yeah, it's not.
So even at that point, it's like, you're going to overclock your USB port. The quality of the USB port will matter. You can end up damaging your USB port by doing it because you're pushing more power.
Yeah, I was going to say. You're going to overdraw it. Yeah. You're going to overdraw it.
And you're going to do this for 1/8 of a millisecond.
Yes.
Phil would, because he's an anal retentive, overly competitive man-child who wants the advantages for him, nobody else. It's like the rules
just a moron.
Rules for...
D or rules for you not. It's the other,
like before this, we never saw anything about PC cheating. Like, he's mentioned PC cheaters once in a while, but since he's got to master, it's every fucking master night. He's had 2 or 3 master nights now, and it's always PC player, PC player, PC player, PC player. And it's like so let's go over his numbers really quick. So he's claiming that 16% of the players were console players. Well, no, that's actually a lie. So there was 19 unique PC players, totaling 76%, and 6 console players totaling 14%. Now, I can't gauge which console players were PS5 or Xbox because I don't see that on my end. His total matches were 55 matches, not 54, and his total wins were 27, not 30. He has a 49.1% win rate, so he's negative. Which you can see by his ML or his MR rating. His MR rating is with Master Blanca. Where is it here?
It's like really fucking bad.
Yeah, it's like 1457, and I think prior to that it was 1420. So he only went up 37 MR points.
Jeez.
Fucking scrub.
Yeah, like that's scrub tactics right there, right? Like that's he barely went up. That means he didn't win as many. But so there's still a positive spin on MR. So I think you can still slowly climb up the ranks in MR just based on playtime. Because if he has a negative win rate, his MR shouldn't have changed or it should have gone down. It still went up. So there's still a positive point system for MR. That might change start November 1st, because November 1st is when the actual master tier comes out and the legendary rank goes live. So that could change, but he is lying again. Like, we're already at what? We're at 8 lies already that he's told. Nothing has been truthful yet within the game, within his podcast.
Well, now, to be, just for the sake of complete, just for completeness, and also just in fairness, and also just that we're not being uncharitable, like, as was said in chat, and as what a lot of people can understand, is Phil really doesn't understand how a lot of this stuff works. So he doesn't understand how fast computers and the internet works.
This is all.
It's literally like he's thinking it's some clunky mill, some mechanical device in which you have to have turn something inside. There you have little gnomes running around, and or you're using a typewriter and mailing your move to the other player.
That's only about
basically,
7%.
and it's
the statistic is, I believe it was like.
If we're saying that, he's lying about it, it could just be very well that he's either
argue, all right, maybe 8%
truly doesn't understand how this shit works,
who own it on Xbox,
or
that does kind of make sense. You know what I'm saying?
He's just picking up on something and he's twisting it in such a way that it protects his narcissistic personality, and it protects his ego. So to him, it might not honestly be a lie, either because he honestly believes it's true, or he's just,
Now, I want you to think about this.
Twisted it like basically he's fucking ignorant or fucking stupid, or as he's just malicious.
That by supreme luck?
And he doesn't care, and he's just replacing the truth.
Part of the rant's going to piss me off.
Yeah, he has to twist it so it makes him look good, right? Right, like that, and that's always been Phil. He's not going to admit, like when I'm playing, if I'm getting my ass kicked, I'm like, good job,
get my ass kicked.
Because I'm not great at Street Fighter 6. Like I'm not great at Street Fighter 6.
Have fun.
But with Phil, like as soon as Phil starts losing, it's not that the player's better unless Phil knows that the player is a pro. If it's somebody like Viscant, then he's kissing their... Yes, exactly, Heather. He's kissing their
snake
ass. Right?
Go, you snake eyes, man.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself,
man. Is this Chris G? I'm going to go hit him up on Twitter and, like, totally kiss his, offer a blow.
Yeah, like
it's awful.
Yeah, he'd be, Phil would be spreading his cheeks for these guys. But, wait, so Uncle, was it Snake Eyes and Uncle, how long have they been in the FGC?
Snake Eyes has been there a while.
Since he stopped playing? Like, was it after Phil stopped being...
I'm pretty sure it was after they started playing.
They're after.
After he stopped.
Okay.
Right, like,
so
even during the beta, Phil ran into the scan, right? Remember when Phil
ran into
no,
I remember that.
He was just...
It was guiled. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they had a very cordial Twitter conversation. It looked like, but that was just Phil rolling over on his belly
to
the being Phil to the more dominant dog.
Yep.
Yeah. So he keeps up with people who are in the FGC because he's like, it's Snake Eyes, and it's like, if you're not involved, it's that you know who these people are,
nephew,
and you got really excited. Or nephew, not uncle, nephew. My bad.
Same thing. But he's like when Phil says he doesn't pay attention to the FGC or anything like that. That's full. That's full of shit. He is watching. He's
him
watching
in wrestling.
Evo. Yeah,
he watches it.
Yeah, he watches. He knows what's going on because Phil misses those days. I guarantee you that he misses those days where he can go to a tournament and a whole bunch of them are together. And like, remember that video where they were all going around that arcade and Phil was filming it. Right? I guarantee you Phil misses that. But again, that's a Phil issue. Phil chose his life, right? Phil chose to be a fucking hermit in Renton. Scared out of his mind of everybody, any shadow that
everyone,
by, right? Like that is
shadow people are coming to get me, bro.
Those shadow people are coming to get him. Like he chose that life. Right? Like Phil, all you have to that's why I'm doing like the truth shall set you free restream. Phil can come clean, right? And just be like, you know what, guys, I'm not that good at Street Fighter 6. Obviously, I'm just average. Nope, he's gonna continue to run with this fucking lie. He could go to an Evo tournament. He could probably tweet out to fucking Justin Wong right now and go, you know what, man, I'm gonna be at the next Evo. Can we hang out? Right?
Yeah.
But Phil's not gonna.
I mean, Justin Wong doesn't like him. They
don't like him. They don't whatever.
No one likes him. Like,
it'd be funny. Jaha just shows up and just fucking smokes him. That would be perfect. Let's continue on here with it. We're at 11 lies so far, just alone in the Street Fighter.
Most people who are at the master level of the game just happen to be all on the same platform. Oh, it was just a lucky thing that it happened that way, right? No. All right?
The audio's
so
fine,
here's what's
right?
going on. It's
fine,
sad but true.
Yeah. So I've got Phil
Over
boosted.
the course of Street Fighter V, all right?
Oh, he definitely was. He was drinking and coping and crying hard. It wouldn't
matter because in the era of Street Fighter
and just
IV,
their own shit.
nobody
He
cared
had
about
to
online
be.
play.
No
It
shot.
was mostly for just practice. But in the era of Street Fighter V, things changed. In the era of Street Fighter V, there started to be an entire series of online tournaments being held. All right, especially during the COVID era. You couldn't even go to a physical location to play the game because they didn't have them. You had to play online if you wanted to stay in the competitive community.
Everything was shut down.
So what ended
of
up
course they're not
happening
going to go
was
anywhere.
People found ways around the limitations of playing online, notably getting these games on PC and finding all kinds of tweaks, hacks, and things to make them essentially give you an upper edge. Now,
that's a lie.
Yeah,
Add another one.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's not true. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
Again.
Oh my god.
These tweaks and hacks. Again, remember now, Street Fighter V is a competitive game. Again, its FPS was locked down, 60 frames per second. You can't get a frame time advantage. So regardless of the type of monitor or the type of video card you have, unless your video card is shit, like I said earlier, you can't get a frame time advantage. Okay? So you're not going to get extra frames. Tweaking your polling rate, you're going to save mostly 1/8 of a millisecond in delay.
And also, most pros play on the lowest settings anyway.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would they buy? So like in Phil's dented mind, he's like, "Oh yeah, these guys are buying 3K PCs, right, to play Street Fighter 6." Like, dude, no one's doing that. Like, no one is doing that.
I don't see people rushing out and dropping $3,000 on a CyberPower PC just to play Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, no one has done that.
Like, it's not happening.
It's
the
no one's done.
Computer was like 1,100 to build, and it runs it just fine. Granted, no, I'm not playing it at like max graphic level, but it works just fine for me.
Like,
I built mine 3 years ago for like 1,300, and it works fine. Every game still
I'm not
runs
revealing the price of mine.
I know what your price. I know what the price is. $1 amount.
Like, it's like when you look at games, if you're playing first person shooter, okay, and I know I linked the Gamers Nexus video in the FGCO or the PC Cheater video. If you want to lower your input latency, you lower your graphics to crap, right? Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tatman, they don't run their games at full-on blast, right, for graphics.
No,
they have running the lowest quality settings.
Low settings.
Yeah. That way, you're not going to get like environmental effects that could
cause latency.
Not that cause latency. It makes it
get
easier
in your
for
way
them to see your opponent. Yes, it gets in your way, right?
It gets in your way.
Oh, so no,
like in Modern Warfare. Like in Modern Warfare 2, this is like really bad. There was, whenever you shot your gun, smoke was in your face, so you couldn't see the enemies. Luckily, in Modern Warfare 3, the new one, that's gone. Completely gone. The game looks, good now. So we pray that it stays good.
So
please.
if they can lower their graphic quality, that way it lightens the render pipeline for the graphics card, so the graphics card isn't struggling. Now in a fighting game, you really don't have that render issue. Like with mine, like if I have a 60 FPS cap on, and I have a 3080 Ti, the 3080 Ti is like at 50% used in Street Fighter 6. So I'm not pushing my graphics card, and that's even at max graphic quality, right? If I turn it down, it still remains at 50%. So there's no rendering issue in Street Fighter 6. There's really no reason to turn the graphics down. It's not going to save you in performance. It will if you have a lower end system, right? If you have a worse video card like a 3050 or what's it like, maybe like a 6600 on or the 7600 on the AMD side, because you're going to be those aren't really, those are your entry level graphics cards, right? They're like 1080p 30.
The 6700 XT is a fucking great graphics card, by the way. Go buy it.
No, it's trash.
$500. No. No. Oh yeah, they overclocked the AMD cards. That's right.
Yeah.
It runs like a fucking oven, of course.
Well, they all do now. Like the 4090, its power limit is so blown out. It like holy
Dude,
shit,
it's
600
awful.
watt video card. Like, come on.
Get the fuck. Yeah, it's so bad.
So like Phil stating like these tweaks, these cheats, and everything like that. On today's systems, no, it just doesn't happen. And the advantage you're going to get is going to be so small.
What did I tell you the other day? The advantage he's talking about this shit being optimized for, a human can't comprehend it.
Yeah. You're looking at nanoseconds. You're 1/8 of a millisecond. You're looking at a nanosecond at that
like
point.
a cyborg to maybe notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have. All right, so there was something. Somebody tested the input lag across Street Fighter 6 on all platforms.
It was Noodle or Nigel
Woodall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you seen that, Prophet?
Yeah. I actually, it's the one I posted. Let me bring it up really quick.
Yeah, put that up there so we can.
Yeah, give me one.
Yes, Mr. Extravagant. I think it's like 12K or some shit, or like 15K. It's fucking crazy. Like, dude, bigger number equal better, right?
Yeah,
so
dude,
wrong. Slower number equal better, but Phil doesn't know that. So this is. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see this.
I think I stream at just normal 4500, I think, or 3500, just fine.
He's making a lot of say about nothing. And this whole pro players are playing on PC and they're cheating is just.
So hopefully you guys can see that there. This is in 1080p. So yeah, like we have like between consoles, it's like 1.3 millisecond difference. PS5,
Again.
The Xbox Series S is the lowest because it runs at the lowest graphic quality, and then it's PS5, followed by the Xbox, followed by the PC.
A while back in the fighting game community, probably about 5 to 8 years ago, there was this big hullabaloo about something tying into this about what is the fastest a human could react to feasibly. And it was.
Wait,
what's
Lewis.
the difference between? Oh, sorry. Go right ahead.
It was found that like the fastest a human can comprehend and react to reliably is like 20 frames. And that's on the extreme high end. That is, you are the 99th percentile.
And Phil's talking about like 1/8 of a fucking frame.
Yeah, and he's talking about 1/8 of a frame.
Yeah.
So he's talking about
what type of netcode does he want? Does he want them to go back to the original form of online competition?
He wants.
He doesn't know because he's a fucking idiot.
No, he honestly doesn't know what he wants. He's one of those people who goes, I don't know what I don't. This isn't good enough. I don't know what I want, but I know this isn't good enough.
Again,
that's
his issue here is the Cannon brothers made the netcode that was sold to Capcom. And it's because,
it wasn't sold, right?
Well, given whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
They received a benefit. I mean, who was it? Was it Tony Cannon got a job at Capcom?
Yeah, it was the Cannon brothers.
Yes,
both
of them. One of them.
Riot now.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, okay, but they did. But they did. Yeah, they're different companies now, but they were working for Capcom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Way back in the day, yeah.
But that was the benefit, right? That's their. Yeah. They came up with the code. They gave it open source. Capcom used it. Gave them a job.
They put in the work and they got reimbursed for it.
But what Phil would have to what Phil would have to presume is that all the companies that use rollback, because it's open source, you can inspect it, you can test it, you could do what you want with it, and that all of these companies just believed the Cannon brothers on how it worked, their assertions, and they didn't either tested it and ignored what their any data was telling them how rollback worked, or they didn't test it and just believed the Cannon Brothers. And every time that it's been used in a subsequent title, it's merely been cut and paste blindly into the new game, and that's it. That would have to with Phil. That would have to be true. Is that these Capcom, a international multi-billion-dollar company, had to just completely be asleep at the switch and just not care and just cut and paste and ignore everybody who might have come forward and said there's a problem with this code and there's major issues with it.
I can guarantee
it's fucking retarded. Okay,
Here's the thing,
I can guarantee.
What's up?
What did they use before rollback?
Delay based.
Delay based.
Go back to delay based.
No. Oh, well, actually, here, hold on.
No, because he hated that too.
Hold on. One, doing so would be retarded. It would be massively. You would be absolute zero IQ if you were to go back to that. But the thing, I mean, anyway. But what Phil was talking about, and there was some fucking retardation he was doing on a stream in which he was saying that, well, at least with delay based, if it was coming out slow, I mean, well, what's better is that something just like shifts and jumps and you don't even perceive it, it just like moves you across the screen, or it would be like, okay, here comes my kick, it's coming out, it's slow, like you're moving in slow motion. That's how he depicted delay-based netcode, because it would delay your move by slowing it down, but you could still see it coming and react to it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: there's within the community, there's different subsections. There's your Mortal Kombat players, there's Street Fighter players, Tekken players, what have you. There's a reason they all say. There's a reason they say they all want this as the netcode. It's because nobody's found anything better. I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all. I'm saying there's a reason the community wants this.
It's the best available.
It's the best available. Yeah. And
it's open source, and anyone can use it.
Rollback netcode, GGPO, is there to help the person that has the shittier internet.
Yes. It's there to help Phil.
If everybody all had fast internet, rollback would still be used, but you wouldn't have the issues that Phil likes to make up. Phil is the reason why rollback netcode exists. You have somebody that's got a 10 megabit upload. Remember, when you're playing online, you're using both download and upload rate. Okay? Right. You're uploading to the server. Now, Street Fighter 6 is not peer-to-peer. Street Fighter 6 is all server-side. So you all connect to a server, to a regional server, and you play on there. Prior to this, it was peer-to-peer. Right? And that's why we saw a lot of games with Phil back in the day where they would just lag the fuck out, right? Because Phil didn't have the upload rate or download rate to send back and forth. Now he doesn't.
Also a lot of the Jap, like it's like a lot of Brazilian and East Asian players. If you were in America, they'd be on like yellow 1 and 2 bar connections. Yeah. Comparatively, right?
Well, I had it the other night, even in my video that I tested with the other night, I had a guy that was pinging 84. I had a 3-bar yellow connection. And I had 1 frame of delay, according to the game. I never felt anything. I never felt any issues whatsoever. It was smooth.
I mean, when you and I played Street Fighter 6 Prophet, the connection was fine. And that's literally coast to coast across North America.
Yeah.
When I played Pop came in showing yellow. I asked him afterwards, hey man, how was the connection? He said it was fine. And that's literally 2 instances.
And you'd be like,
that's literally 2 instances of me playing somebody across the country.
Why does he so much favor delay based better than rollback?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't know
what he's talking about.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't know.
This is retardation. This is him just not understanding, not wanting to know. It's not just not understanding; it's not wanting to know how it works. And the reason he doesn't is because it's personal. Yeah. It's a personal issue with the Cannon Brothers. 1, he has personal beef with them. 2, they're black, which is probably worse for him. And they put him down when he was being a narcissistic fuckwad. Okay, and so You can't do that to me. You can't do that. They brutalized him. They victimized him. They threw him up against the pinball machine, and they stuck a finger inside him, and while he was crying,
they banned him from their forums.
Now remember, Phil also. Yeah, they banned him from Shoryuken not once, not twice, but thrice. He was banned from Shoryuken. The third time is when they were trying to convince Capcom to use rollback netcode, and they finally just told him, "Get the fuck out of here." Because Phil was just spreading misinformation. He was lying the entire time.
Well, I remember what Jaha said on that being said about the Cannon Brothers. And Jaha said, no. The Cannon Brothers, they were telling him, saying, dude, you can't be spreading lies about this. You don't know. And what Jaha said was, the Cannon Brothers told him, I don't even think it was like behind the scenes, or it was like, you can't be lying about this. It's not how it works. You don't understand what it is. This is something that's out there to help the situation, to help with online play, because of how crappy it is right now. And you could fuck this up. It's like you could end up slaughtering the golden goose here that could help everybody because you don't get it. Because you're an asshole and you don't get it.
Well, it's not that he hates the golden goose. It's that he wants the golden goose for himself and nobody else to have it.
Yes. That's like Phil thinks he was ruining it for the Cannon Brothers. He was ruining it for the community.
And
Cannon
himself.
Brothers, right? And like, if rollback netcode didn't exist, we'd still be with delay based. Right? And that would be worse. Like it would be shit. Imagine playing Street Fighter 6 on a delay-based netcode.
No, thank you.
They could have developed something else, but I mean, just the way that computers work. I mean, okay, you have 1 and 0 and every number possibly in between, right? So there's only so much that you can work with. I mean, they could have come up with something maybe it would probably be exactly the same, but I mean, by the fact that you have the Cannon Brothers who knew coding, they knew how networking worked and how information was transferred, and how that and also how the game played, right? How it would refresh, how it would process moves, and they merged those two things together. It was like the perfect storm on getting that out there. There could have been something else, but I mean, I don't even know what it could be. Really?
Oh man, if Phil thinks he's hated now, could you imagine if he fucked this shit up for the Cannon Brothers and ruined the rollback netcode going out and everything? Man,
he doesn't have the influence to do it anymore.
Well, not anymore, but I'm just saying, could you imagine the martyrdom we would get if he would be the world's most hated man? Well, he already kind of is.
Or he would
more than
he would say I'm the one who protected the community from the potential scourge of the rollback netcode. I was the shield against this ravenous horde, this dark horde that was trying to mess things up and because some black guys try to get rich off of your back, and they try to steal from you guys, and I was the one who stood on the bridge and fought off the army, so everybody can worship me. And we'd probably be getting that if rollback wasn't picked up, you would probably be hearing that shit.
Well, if he ruined this for the Cannon Brothers, Phil probably would got his ass clapped by Jaha.
Well, Jaha would have fucked him up. But let's think about this, though. This is going back to what? Rollback netcode was... When did that come out? It was like 2003?
GGPO?
Yeah, GGPO.
A while ago.
Right?
It came out in...
when was it?
Came out in 2015.
2015, okay.
When was it?
Well, it was first released in 2006.
Yeah.
But the final release came out in 2015.
Well, when was it first implemented? When was it first actually released with the game?
First release was 2006, yeah.
Okay.
So it says created in 2009 right here.
I'm looking at the thing right here on the wiki. Hold on.
Yeah, it says created in 2009, GGPO networking SDK pioneered the use of rollback networking in peer-to-peer games.
Consider this. Phil flunked out of CST in 2001 at Fairfield University, right? That is because he was going to do a computer science major at Fairfield University. He flunked out, and Phil stated, because everybody in the class knew more than him. Well, yeah, like no shit, right? Like this is my hobby. I knew most of this shit even before I went to school. Phil didn't know nothing. Phil knew fuck all. He flunked out. Then he's telling the Cannon brothers how their code works. Right?
Interesting.
That's like going up to God and saying, "Hey, this is how creation works."
Yeah,
what?
like
The delay has 45 milliseconds delay.
Yeah.
90
Right.
Millisecond pings.
Okay, let's get back to this because we got a lot of skip juice. I'm going to speed this up.
Saying that people are cheating the game. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are like, oh, that means that they're doing like crazy macros and they press a button and it does a giant combo for them.
Wrong.
Or, no, that's not what
Another
I'm saying.
lie.
What I'm saying is, by tweaking
What's the lie
this game on PC, pro
right
players
now?
have found ways around some of the
14?
limitations of online play. They have
12.
dramatically reduced the amount of input delay from when they press a
Oh,
button and
okay,
something
so they
happens in
had
the
a
game.
client.
They have found ways.
Yo, yeah, hey, black switch.
They've also found a way to
Fucker.
limit delayed or dropped inputs. And what I mean by that is, one thing that I'm distinctly noticing at the master level, particularly when I'm playing people in crossplay, is that for some odd reason, the game is mistiming my inputs or literally dropping them entirely. One of the basic bread and butter combos of Blanca is standing roundhouse.
Just because you're not
They're
inputting them
gaming
fast
proof
enough.
why you're dropping
It's one of the easiest combos to
inputs,
perform in the
dumbass.
entirety
So
of the
has
game.
the number
And
of other
multiple times playing at the
people.
master level, the game is claiming that either I'm not pressing the
It's
button
limited,
or
but
my timing is off. Despite the
or
fact that I
something's
played more
wrong
with
with
Blanca
the
than any
game.
other character in
He
the
gets
game.
so angry that-
1,396 matches, and you're telling me I haven't
Do I
mastered
think
a
he
three-hit
broke
combo with
his
Blanca yet.
stick?
I find it slightly
No.
hard to
I
believe
do think
Not
it's
yet.
broken.
that it's me.
I do think it's broken.
Sorry.
I don't think it's
I'm
broken.
going to call
It's
bullshit.
not
I'm going to call
broken,
the
it's
character.
probably
Aki
just
a
has
loose connector.
harder-
If anything, it'd be a loose
Like that.
connector.
will
I don't
say
think it's
me.
broken per
That's me in my
se.
execution. I don't know
I
if
think
it's
he's
Well, that's
going to
because
break
he
it.
pounds on it
Aki
like
actually
an
hurt my hand when I was
infant when
playing
he
with her.
gets
Seriously.
pissed
After I was
off.
done playing with that
Sure.
character,
I think
my
he
hand
will
was
eventually break
child.
it.
all right. And I'm
Right
like,
now,
you know,
no.
All he
it's
wants
ridiculous.
is
I
the
can't
game
take
to
it.
give him
But you're going to tell me a
his
basic
every
three-hit combo
time,
I can't
give
do
him what he
with
inputs.
Blanca. Consistently, too,
Don't
because it wasn't like, oh, drop it
opponent
once. It was
what
like
they do.
multiple times during these
Only
matches. And of
work
course,
for me
always against a crossplay player.
and
Always against a
me
crossplay
alone.
player that it would drop.
Pretty
So,
much.
yeah, what I'm seeing here, sadly, is that with Street Fighter 6, there is, sadly, a situation where pro players have figured out the best way to play this game is to have PC likely doing something to tweak it. Now, I know for a fact that there are players in the FGC who have actually custom tweaked their PCs to play this game. I
Okay,
know that sounds
okay, hold
ridiculous.
on.
That sounds
hold
like a
on,
real
I gotta
try-hard
pause this.
mentality.
Oh, another lie.
Okay,
I've
Let's
seen
go.
this like
This is
3
another
times
lie.
and it still pisses me off.
Okay, so he's talking about FGC OS. He's talking about Arturo, right? And this was my theory, and I know
That
I talked to Thunder
fucking
about it.
grifter.
Yeah, I know. Like, Thunder's been helping me out a lot with Arturo and who to talk to. Arturo is a fucking idiot. And
Dude, he's
Phil-
actually like stupid.
Is he
He's
like
really-
Phil?
Can I make a brief statement real quick?
Yeah.
Arturo
Go
has
ahead.
failed at everything he's ever done.
Oh.
This is another grift by a grifter.
Is he another Phil?
Yes.
Basically,
I mean, from the stuff I've read, yeah, he is.
I noticed you put out a video on the FGS OS. I need to watch that.
Well, that goes back to like a couple weeks ago or over a month now when Phil first mentioned about
Yeah.
this tweaked operating system, right? Like, or this, they're designing operating systems. It's not an operating system. It's Windows 10 and Windows 11 that's just tweaked. And I'm going to do my own. I'm going to call it Prophet OS, and I'm going to do a video on it and show everybody how to do it. It's really easy because it's not full of shit like the FGC OS, right? Now, what Phil's talking about here is what Arturo is trying to push. And what Phil doesn't understand is at a tournament, they can spend $500 on a PS5. Everybody brings in their own arcade sticks, right? Thunder, that's basically how it works, right? They all come in,
yeah,
they plug it in.
there's a very good reason that PC hasn't become tournament standard and probably never will. It's because cost effectiveness.
Right.
Or does he want them to go back to the old cabinet days?
Well,
you're-
yeah.
you're never gonna go back
Street
to
Fighter
cabinet.
6 doesn't have a cabinet.
But
Well, except in
he wants
Japan,
them
right?
to build a
No, not even in
better-
Japan.
Not even in Japan.
Oh, I thought they had. I thought they
It's all
had some
digital.
in Japan.
I believe those are like Xbox and Sony variants. But like you look at what Arturo wants in an FGC PC. Do you want to know how much an because I thought about I brainstormed this. How much would an FGC OS PC cost? Minimum $4,000.
Oh, okay. There will be at some point. Wait, hold on. Let me see when this was. Oh, this is an arcade version was announced on December 9th, 2022, published by Taito for NES, IC, AX Live compatible cabinets, whatever that means.
Okay, so
And it will be in Japan only, it sounds like.
Okay, so I stand corrected. But yeah, so think about it this way. Evo had several thousand entrants just for Street Fighter 6. Okay? You want to try and make PCs for all those people?
Yeah. Right? Like you think Sony is you think a tournament organizer that's not associated with Evo or anything like that, they're gonna go out and they're gonna drop $4,000 on a PC for FGC OS, right? The Arturo here, you know what here?
$2,795 for an old Street Fighter 2 cabinet, full size.
Yeah, like you look at what Arturo or Phil is comparing to right here, right? Like that's why Phil's begging. Like, remember when he first started begging for a PC, it was $3,000. Then it dropped down to $1,500. Then it went up to $2,000. Then it went up to $2,500. Now we're back at $3,000. Arturo's FGC, yeah, like you don't need that type of PC to play Street Fighter 6. You can get away with $1,000, maybe $1,500 PC, but then even still, why would I want as a tournament organizer to drop $1,000, $1,500 to play Street Fighter 6 when I can buy a PlayStation 5 for $500?
Yeah. You could buy 2 PlayStation 5s for the price of one computer.
Yeah. Even or an Xbox Series X for $300.
People, just to start to go back on something here, but actually I was looking up about rollback, and it's been an open source license, an MIT open source license since 2019.
Yeah.
Okay? But before, from actually what I'm reading here, it.
On an Xbox Series X.
Hold on, Lewis. Hold on.
Apparently, the license for each game that wanted to use it was apparently there was a cost to it of about $5,000. It was about $5,000.
What is this?
So,
again?
but
for GGPO.
For GGPO before it was open license, and so they were it was for each game that would use it, and so.
5,000 is not bad for a license.
Is it a flat fee or?
Yeah, it was $5,000. It was like a $5,000 flat fee.
Yeah.
For the game, for each game that used it, and so was it Skullgirls used it, and
a lot of notable games.
A lot of notable games, but there's a good number. But I guess East Asia really resisted rollback for a long time, but then they started, Japan resisted it, and then they started adopting it. But I mean, it's overall.
Recently got introduced into fighters.
Hold on, Lewis. Hold on.
Well, the thing is that in the grand scheme of things, it's really just a handful of games in the grand scheme of things. And what was this? Like games that used GGPO, that was on the wiki. Let me see. It was What was that on the wiki? It was games using GGPO. I mean, you're like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Actually, no, I'm sorry. No, we have to go before it became free. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games. About 16 games. And I mean, they also apparently, for early on, like when you're talking about Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, I guess they were using some sort of a client. Instead of having it like necessarily built in the game, you would just patch in through a client that way.
Yeah.
And then it started being built in with the games, but 16 games. That's it. So you're looking at about $60,000 in licensing fees over the course of 8 years. 8 years.
8 years.
That's nothing.
That's nothing for
No, that's
right. Like
actually nothing.
That is actually nothing. Like, and Phil's thinking they're making multi-millions of dollars off GGPO netcode, and it's like, yeah, no, Phil, they're not.
80 grand.
I mean, regardless, they developed something that is being the gold standard for something making money. They should
almost
be compensated for it. Like
right. But they don't do it for money. Like Jaha said, they're laborers of love. They do it because they love the game and the community. They don't want, they don't have the need to be built up on, what the,
Okay, let's get back to this here because we're really far behind.
Way behind.
We are.
80,000.
And they sat there.
Yeah,
and they actually
80,000.
tweaked the shit out
80,000
of it.
over 8
Yes.
years. Yeah, sorry.
I know of one. I don't know of more. There's one called FGOS or FGCOS. It's a fighting game operating system tweak where you tweak your OS on your PC to give you less input delay when you're playing Street Fighter Online. It exists.
1/8 of a second, by the way.
During my day off, someone fucking sent me a link to it. They were like, "So this is what it is, and you're not supposed to have it, but people pirated the shit out of it, and it's all over the internet, and all the pro players use this." And I was
That's
like,
a lie.
It's fucking
It's
free.
fucking free.
My PC is on Windows.
How can you pirate free software?
Yeah, like how can you?
This is what
Hold
I
on a
use.
second.
Yep.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay.
God, he's
let's
actually
do it.
retarded.
He's
He's lost it.
Cans.wav. Cans.wav, please. Try it. Do you have
I have to open up. No, it's not. Hold on. I can get it up though. I can get it up.
It's fine.
Oh,
Here's FGCOS.
He's actually.
Okay, you guys all know
That's
this.
something that's free, bro. How can you pirate?
oh.
How
my
can you
God.
pirate? Like Arturo has made this public, okay, and it's bad, right? Because I went through it in the video. Arturo admitted his shit here, his documentation is incomplete.
It's an Arturo Sanchez product.
Yeah,
okay?
and it is
so that's all you
shit.
need to know.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't give any credit to the people that he's stolen all this shit from. Like the OS that he has is Revi OS. Okay, that's somebody else's baby. He's using that here. He's using Calypso Legacy or latency tweak. Don't use it. You'll fucking fry your video card or your CPU if you actually.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you
that,
say
right?
something to the effect of the PCs on this were running at like 98%, just sitting idle at one point?
100%
Yes.
GPU and CPU use is idle on the desktop. That's what Arturo recommends doing. Then you have the MSI tool, which is exactly, or not the MSI tool. What is it? Melody latency tweak. Hold on, we can view documentation really quick. Is FGCOS optimization? Where is it? DS4? No, it's prior to that.
Yeah, I sent this to another tech guy, Prophet, and he just laughed at it.
Oh, I know. Like I posted this on the Gamers Nexus Discord, and everybody was just like, "What the fuck is this?" Like this Melody low latency script is exactly what Revi OS does, which is to bloat Windows, and it does some of the stuff that the Calypso latency. So it's like redundant. What, Meth?
Right here. Oh no, sorry, sorry, I'm in the office of secretary. Oh, hi, sorry, no, I'm on the phone. Thank you. Sorry, my bad.
This shit makes no sense.
Big ups to law people.
Yeah, big ups to law people. But like this FGCOS, like this is not. Nobody's pirating it. This is free to do. Like and Arturo plugs this all the time. How is Phil fucking lying about? Yeah. And I've already entered another lie thing there.
Well, remember, Arturo is supposedly a good friend of Phil.
Yeah, makes sense. Scammers stay together.
No, it's scammer central there, man. Like,
well, they're not.
Like my conversations with Arturo. Should I leak it?
Dude, they were
now?
so.
Should I leak it?
The ones in the video you showed were fucking awful. He just doesn't know what he's talking about, like at all.
Yeah, he was basically using that as an appeal to authority, saying that I know the guy who made the software and he's my friend, so I know what I'm talking about. So don't contradict me, you fuckers.
Yeah.
And basically that's just his way of pointing a gun at his audience and anybody who contradicts him.
Yes, he did recommend removing safety features for the latency. Loas. Sound good?
Yeah.
But like your PC,
scan, disable your firewall, turn off Windows updates, like get fucked, right? And it's just
all like, to play Street Fighter.
Yeah, all
with
to play Street Fighter
better.
With a nanosecond better. Like it's so this is my conversation, right? Like I sent this all to Arturo. Right, for the record,
I need to do some table setting real quick.
Yeah.
Before this, Arturo was, I believe, he was trying hard to push a certain brand of monitor, because the monitor has a higher refresh rate, so I can react better.
I know which monitor.
Arturo,
it is.
You're a fucking 40-year-old burnout.
It's an Asus monitor. It's $1,500. Let me bring it up here.
Oh my god, that hurts my soul. 1,500. I think my monitor was like 500 or 400.
From Memory Express here in Edmonton. This is where I buy all my shit from. Okay, so it is an Asus. I know exactly which one it was because I talked to him about it. It's 2560 by 1440. Asus. Actually, let's see if it just comes up. No, it probably won't. Where's manufacturer?
Yeah, again, so like he's talking about like, oh, get all this shit up and running, but like
I lied.
this isn't feasible for a tournament. Because
my monitor was 350.
You know, you're talking.
I love this thing.
What's this? 1450 for a fucking monitor for one setup, and 4K for a PC for a setup. You're 5500 for a setup there. Nobody's going to do that.
Yeah,
nobody.
Dude, wait a
monitor.
Minute. This is not even a third. It's only a 27 inch. I'm not paying that.
1440.
Not even. I'm not paying that.
I know. I'm not paying this. Like I spent this much on my 3440 by 1440p from Dell, the new one that I have coming next month. This is what I spent. Yeah. The reason why this costs so much is because it has the NVIDIA Reflex analyzer built in, right? So it will tell you what your response time is, what your input lag is. It'll tell you all that information. Only if the game supports NVIDIA Reflex, which Street Fighter 6 Fight games do not, right?
Correct.
So he's telling you to buy this screen. This is the screen he's recommending. 360 hertz. Now think about this. The game's capped at 60 frames per second. On a 360 hertz panel, meaning that you're going to get what's called inverse ghosting or pixel overshoot, which causes like when you throw a fireball, it's going to ghost. You're going to get ghosting on the fireball because the pixels are refreshing too fast for the game to process. Because you can't go over 60 frames per second.
In the game. It's so fucking dented. It's so bad.
And this is what he's recommending to people to buy. And he's pushing. He's like, oh yeah, hertz. It's like, yeah, you're recommending a 4090 and this screen for a game that's capped at 60 frames per second.
That's like me buying a 4090 to play fucking Diablo
Terraria.
2.
Yeah. 4090 for Terraria, dude. Let's go.
I wouldn't buy this screen. And then the 360 hertz is done using overdrive, so it's an overclocked frequency. It's not native.
Yeah, no, I would not buy this at all.
I wouldn't buy this screen.
I have an Asus TUF 32-inch monitor. It's 1440p, 330, I think it was. Yeah, 330, 170 hertz. Like, that's it. That's all you need. That's it.
And
you don't need anything else.
So Arturo wants a $4,000 tower plus a $1,500 screen for FGC OS. Like fucking wild, just to play Street Fighter 6 and Fightcade.
Arturo definitely thinks if you download, you have to download more RAM. Definitely. Oh, there's no way. Okay, he definitely is like, yeah, download more RAM so you get more.
So here's my conversation. Sorry about that, Try. This is my conversation with Arturo, right? So he's like, so he admits that the guide is incomplete, right? And so I asked him a bunch of questions with it, right? I asked him to have an interview. He didn't want to. Sorry, I've been in the ER. And this is what Thunder and I talked about.
All right, this sorry in the ER, he has been saying this shit since last year when he got caught up in some bullshit with a company that dropped his ass called Matcherino. Long story short, Arturo worked for Matcherino, but he was not paid, so he was a glorified volunteer. Secondly, Arturo did some fuck shit. Matcherino did some fuck shit. Matcherino had better receipts, so they said bye-bye. So he's been doing this. Sorry, I've been in the ER. Allegedly, he's got a family member that's not doing so well. I hope the family member's doing better. All that aside the point, you're talking, I'm busy, I'm in the ER. You're streaming yourself running tournaments multiple days a week. You're participating in online tournaments multiple days a week. Don't sit here and pull this, I'm busy, I'm in the ER. Nah, come on now, dude.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like, because Thunder and I are talking behind the scenes when this is happening with me and Arturo, that, how's his name pronounced? Dimian?
Dominion. That's a whole nother thing. He gets caught up. He ripped off Dominion for $3,300, and he's telling Dominion the same thing, that he's in the ER while this is going on. It's just like,
I forgot. Did Dominion ever get paid?
No,
right?
As far as I know, that's still ongoing.
Yeah.
So he's like,
I remember reading it. Oh no, I just remember reading the tweets of him saying, I got scammed by this fucker for like $3,000. I'm like, dude, like do something about it, please.
So here is where he admits that Phil is not running. Of course, Phil's not running FGC OS, right? Like Phil would never fucking understand how to do that.
So another thing you got to remember is This man's been in New York City for a long ass time. He's been playing fighting games as long as or longer than Phil. And he's got people in New York City, his hometown, turning their back on him for the fuck shit he's doing. All right?
Yeah.
This man is a joke. This man is trying to claim to what relevancy he has left. And Artur, are you considering say, well, I'm the best Dolphin in the United States? That's fine. Congrats.
You want a medal? You want a medal?
We all laugh at them VODs where you went to Japan and Daigo and Fudo ran a train on your ass. In Street Fighter.
Yeah. Like here, and so like he goes in, so he's aware that what I'm stating is true, right? And I should have taken the guide down, right? He admits that he shouldn't. The website's not owned by him. I have no control over the actual web page, but he does because he took the website down after I released the video, and it stayed down for about a week. So then he goes into like the 8 kilohertz, right? Like he's working on 8 kilohertz PCBs because there are mice out there that do support 8 kilohertz right now. You can plug it in, works at 8 kilohertz. Don't need to overclock, right? Latency mon he doesn't get because latency mon isn't really for testing input latency. It's more of a driver with the subsystem. So the driver communicating with the computer if there's going to be an issue with audio playback. I still use it to test mine, but he doesn't understand on how it pretty much works. And then also, I'm sorry, not been responsive, being in and out of the hospital again, right? Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't even have bias level optimization. It's like he's talking about telling people to go into their bias. Imagine if you're on a notebook where the bias is locked down. What do? Right? Like that, and that's another thing that's against this fucking bullshit.
So, hold on. If you go to Dominion's Twitter, there's a follow-up to his Arturo tweet on October 2nd, and it's hysterical. Just Casual Kev, whatever his name is. Yep, that's it. His response, yep. Just first tweet, right there.
That one there?
Yep. Hysterical.
So he's been off the grid. He's been off the grid because he's completely cut communication with me after I sent him a list of questions I wanted him to answer. He completely ghosted me and looks like he's ghosted Dominion as well.
Wow.
Hysterical.
But the website's back up. Phil's stating that of course Phil's lying and there's some otters. Should we watch some otters for a little bit? Nah.
Yes, otters.
Nah, we got to get back to Phil.
We are behind.
We're really behind.
Apparently, for them to understand, there's different devices that they're using with their controllers and things that actually reduce input lag. So they're doing every possible thing to give themselves an advantage. Now, the real question here is, how much of an advantage, and is it an unfair advantage? Those are really the two questions that need to be posed. It's not, is there an advantage? Because this has happened in the last console gen as well. With Street Fighter V, the same exact thing was present. So, I don't know. That's what I can't answer. Because I'm not part of the FGC, and quite frankly, if you want to know the truth, if you went to any major FGC pro player right now and you asked them about it, they probably wouldn't tell you. They don't want you to know. Because if they told you, oh my god, the spot is exposed. Gee, I wonder why every pro Street Fighter 6 player is playing only on PC.
What the fuck did he just say?
I wonder if everyone publicly...
He's just retarded.
You know what I'm saying?
He just has to be.
And by the way,
I just don't understand
I'm
it.
not kidding you. There was
We're
always,
still going through it,
there
Francisco.
was always a good old boys club of those who were pro players who got all the advantages. You would go to a tournament,
Can we pause
they
it?
get treated differently, they get to play on the better cabinet.
No, I'm just processing
They
this.
get treated nicely. It's the same in mentality. It's the good old boys club of the upper echelon of FGC. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're going to do whatever they can to get ahead. It sucks. It sucks.
All right, pause.
Because for a common player, imagine you're just someone who doesn't know about any of this.
This is Cope because he was never good enough to be one of those players.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah.
There are players that are good enough where registration period can be over, but they say, hey, I know it's last minute. My life event changed. I would like to come to your tournament. They say,
Is it
okay.
okay?
Yeah. You know, but again, it's like, you know, he
Thunder?
Well, putting it in perspective, like some of these players he's talking about, they're not just there for one game. Like back in the day, Justin Wong would hold up brackets. Why? Because Justin would be playing like 4 different games. Now, sure, he might have been there for Marvel 2 as his main game, but, you know, you can't just DQ him in brackets. You know, you got to accommodate. Like, I remember one year, Christopher Gonzalez, he was in like 9 games at EVO. And he openly admitted, yeah, I might have overdone it. And Evo apologized, like, yeah, you know, some of y'all might have been affected because certain people were in too many games. It's something that happens, but at the same time, these events don't have a cap to say, hey, you can only enter 2 games.
Maybe they should have a cap like that. Maybe Evo should put a rule in that you can only be, in 3 games or something like that instead of like 9 games, right? Like,
I mean, those are rare exceptions.
Yeah.
And then somebody asked me the other day, how good was Justin Wong when Phil was going to tournaments? Justin Wong was like Michael Jordan. And then you had, you know, your next level players. You had your Dennis Rodman, your Charles Barkley. Phil was... I don't know. But like, Phil would be like your
I know Psycho Dad.
Phil would be like your
Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier. Overhyped as fuck.
Yeah. So like,
no. He was good enough to be a starter, but he was ass when it was time to show up. So Terry Rozier.
I'll use
actual ass.
I'll use a Phil analogy here, right? From wrestling, from the wrestling, right? Justin Wong was the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Right? Like, he is still the fucking shit in Street Fighter 6. Every character faster.
Well, Hulk Hogan always drew more money than Bret Hart, and even today. I mean,
Justin is largely. Sorry,
did I just say something that was sacrilegious? I mean, you got it. You got to give it to the hitman. But I mean, when it comes to drawing money, it was it'd probably be more like Hulk Hogan levels, right?
Yeah, but Hulk Hogan is a fucking shyster, just like Phil. So.
Well, I know. Okay, I know he's a piece. I know he's a piece of shit. But when it comes to like money and draw and like the pop that you get, it's
yeah. Okay,
it gets old. And all you want to do is play the game and get good at it, and you finally get to play a pro player. It's like, gee, isn't it funny that they're literally reacting to every single thing I do instantly? I try to react to what they're doing, and it feels like I'm playing underwater in a tub of molasses covered by silly putty with chains and all kinds of weight hanging off of my body, and gravity is 100 times as strong as usual. Why is my reaction that slow? But they get to play like
megabits on a 12 megabit bit rate.
You play when you're drunk, Phil.
What can you do?
That's
again, here's the thing.
Playing
I can't
drunk is not good.
With any kind of real evidence what exactly the methods are or how much of an advantage it is. All I can tell you is when you go to play Master and 78% of the people you're playing are on PC,
76.
There's a pattern there for a reason. Do you think that by chance everyone just decided to buy Street Fighter 6 on PC and just happened to luck into Master when that's all the people at the top echelons?
Era from TBS Discord.
I knew that there was something going on when I was watching videos
of
top-level players playing Street Fighter 6, and I would absorb tech in these videos before I would play Street Fighter. In fact, I did it last night. I watched some Blanca videos of a top-level Blanca, and I'm going to try to
we have a spreadsheet, we have a Google Doc.
Every single person I've watched is playing on PC.
Oh, nice.
Without exception. There is not one singular top
tracking
player
how many PC players, unique PC players, and console players he plays every night.
They're all on PC.
Oh,
no one is playing this game on console and is a pro player. No one.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's
a
lie. That's just a lie.
Just think about what you said. Do you really think that they want to stream on the same PC that they're playing the game on?
And Jaha plays on console, I think, too,
A lot of these people have dedicated PCs just to run the game.
Yeah, I think Jaha's on PS5.
And then a separate setup to stream.
Oh man, dual PCs. It's not like it's been a thing for literally 10 years now. Maybe more.
Yeah,
I do dual PC.
It's pretty ridiculous. And the thing is, how bad is
I don't, but like I know a lot of people that do.
I have
like
no
it's
aspirations to play Street Fighter 6.
hello.
I already told you guys, I'm not traveling to any
And
tournament.
why are you making this segment?
Competitively, you
My
can't.
goal was Street Fighter 6.
Oh my
stop
god.
talking about
play
it.
this game at a semi-competitive level, at least with the online community. You know, by getting multiple characters, including one of the worst with Lily, to master level, and being able to play.
Yeah, but you don't have all of them, so you're not good.
And again, he's bragging about master level.
Frankly, and I'm still enjoying it.
It's like master level.
Now that I'm playing at master level,
bro, master level is just like getting an all-star appearance in basketball. Like it's not that big of a deal. You gotta like get past the all-star game, dude.
At the online play and being able to show you guys some great gameplay, which I feel like I've done in the last 4 months. I think I've shown
No.
You can, but not very well.
Gameplay, and I'm
No,
to have brought that to
it
you.
barely ran Skyrim. It's not running fucking Street Fighter 6.
Like low quality,
I
30 FPS
maybe. A few wins, and then I just drop the game. In this case, that hasn't
If
happened.
that. But like, I doubt it. I highly doubt it,
That's
actually.
pretty nuts, right? That's pretty nuts. What's
I put money on the line that it doesn't.
What I feel this is a huge deal about is, number one, if you do have an online tournament,
if it's not a huge deal, then why the fuck are you complaining about it?
On PC and somehow tweaked their hardware in some way, or maybe software, or both, because I don't actually know what it is. Whatever it was they did, now they don't drop inputs. They get everything instantly. You're playing underwater.
But they do.
This is supposed to be a competition.
That doesn't happen.
Again, this is the equivalent. All right, the equivalent.
Everyone drops inputs.
And you both are playing on the same.
They either do it too fast or too slow.
It happens absolutely flawlessly, and the right-hand side has all kinds of issues. The buttons don't work half the time. The joystick won't block down back properly. But you're supposed to play at a competitive level. Who cares? Just play. Stop complaining. What? No, that's not fair. That's not competitive. That's completely ridiculous and one-sided, and it shouldn't be considered real competition. So
why do you think they don't play on cabinets anymore, Phil?
For this game, all right, there has to be some level of vetting of the competition. If there's someone who has found a way to get an unfair leg up on everybody else, how is that fair? I don't think
they don't.
I am too sober for this.
Actually, if you want to be real technical, Phil, a fight stick is an unfair advantage against pad players. So why the fuck are you cheating, Phil? Chill. Phil, you're cheating. So it's obviously not. I'm using his logic. As a fight stick's not cheating, especially in a fighting game.
Player cross-platform, and i.e., how many are really playing on PC versus not? Now, it's funny because people who are completely ridiculous say, just turn off crossplay. Do you not understand how these games work? Allow me to explain, okay? Crossplay allows you to have
stop saying allow me to explain. Fuck off, Phil.
Launch, and every time that we play this game online, I've constantly...
I know it's even. I'm just using Phil's logic of, they're all PC players are cheaters, so they, technically, pads cheat, or a fight stick cheat, but it's not.
I think it's low teen percentages own it on Xbox, and 4% bought it on PS4, okay? If you turn off crossplay, you are limiting your player base. You're cutting off at least 40% of the player base who are playing.
I gotta pause.
Now, I want you to think statistically
sorry.
about the other night when I played.
No, you're good.
Disabling crossplay would prove him wrong. That's why he won't do it. If he disables crossplay and then immediately gets into a match on a PS5, then it's like, well, Phil, they're obviously this PS5 players and master. If he gets dumped on again, then what is your excuse?
Literally nothing.
He has no excuse. Like, there is no excuse. You're good. It's just like, Phil, you're an average player. You're in the upper echelon now, and you can't hang. You're fucked.
There's just, I don't even know where to start with dissecting this argument. That's how fucking unhinged out there this is.
It's fucking up there for sure.
I mean, there's always been debates about should stuff be allowed or not. For example, Guile is a charge character. Back in the day, NuckleDoo, the one of the best Guile players in the world, plays on pad. He came into controversy because he would use the stick and the D-pad on a controller to keep him going to hold a charge while throwing sonic booms going the back forward motion. So a lot of people were like, hey, this should be looked at because it's essentially enabling him to start charging again as soon as he throws a fireball. So shit like this is nothing new. And I think if he realized how much he was gimping himself with his awful setup, he would realize maybe there's things I can do without crying like a bitch like I am.
But I've been over that, right? He doesn't use VRR. VRR will give him a 20% latency reduction. But that's not PC specific. Consoles have VRR, right? It's he gimped himself because of his capture card. His internet, he had a chance to upgrade it recently. He turned it down. And it's just Phil, you can get 1.2 gigabit down, 35 megabit up for $80 a month from Comcast. But you're spending $250 a month on your business line, not including your residential. What the fuck are you doing? Right?
He can get 1 gig down and what would it be maybe 100 up right now with
no
less for
on Comcast, their max is 35 megabits in rent.
Yeah, Comcast is 35.
Oh, okay.
I know that from
it's horrible.
Comcast. It's awful.
It's still good for what Phil is streaming at 1080p 60 35. Right now, even if they had a boost for Phil that gave him the 15 megabits, it still doesn't leave him that much room for online gaming while streaming. 3 megabits is nothing. And I showed that in the Modern Warfare video, where it was using 50 megabits at some point.
And again, you're seeing people play across the world and saying this is the best netcode we've ever had in a Street Fighter game.
Yeah.
It's got, what is the one constant in all this man's issues? Him.
Yeah. It's always been Phil. Like, he's a cunt, right? Like, he just, his narcissism is just amazing. And this whole PC cheater saga, for me, this is like the epitome of how crazy he truly is. Because it's just like, and I know like people like we have people that like with his relationships, people that have professions based on relationships and stuff like that, right? That can tie into Cat, or people that can tie into his diet or whatever. Like I tie into his tech. And when I hear shit like this, it's just like, this is like some kid in elementary school just doing some crazy shit, except he's a 41-year-old man.
I want to highlight a comment in the chat I see here. Dayglow, buddy, hope you're doing well. Imagine Phil using a hitbox to get that quote-unquote competitive edge.
Yes, I could totally see Phil using a hitbox and getting his ass handed to him.
He wouldn't be able to do it. I'm just going to say it now. I'm trying to learn leverless myself, going from playing on a fight stick for years now, over a decade now. It's harder than it looks to go from one to the other.
I don't know how you guys do that. I don't know how you guys fucking use a hitbox. Peace does. Peace has a hitbox. That shit's insane. I don't know. I can't, like, I used to play Mortal Kombat on the keyboard, like back like on my 486 day.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is we're seeing now a lot of people with leverless moving to small little portable ones that are like 9x7. And I'm like, no, that's I don't have space to rest my.
Oh yeah, Psychodad uses a hitbox. I don't know how you do it, man. I do not know how you do it.
I'm building one right now, so.
Okay. I'm using the Quamba. Like, I'm getting used to the Quamba more, and I love the Quamba. I can't do the hitbox, man. I just can't do that.
For the sake of argument, how much of Phil's
the hitbox
issues...
is the one with all buttons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, buttons for movement directions.
Go ahead, Meth.
What were you saying, Meth?
Well, how much of his problems could be because of the game's command interpreter?
0.
Okay. Because I know that there's been some.
If there was a legit problem, like I know people have been stating that, it caches your inputs, everybody would be crying, right? Remember when Street Fighter V came out and there was an input problem when Street Fighter V first came out. It was like an 8 millisecond delay or something like that. Everybody shit themselves on it. And Capcom fixed it. Street Fighter 6, you're not hearing anything about this. There are some like Reddit posts or whatever, but I guarantee you it's from people like Phil, who are just shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all an ability to adapt, and he has no ability to adapt. I think from watching this man's replays across multiple fighting games, the issue is just gin brain and bad execution.
Yeah, he lacks the reaction time, him personally. It's not his age, he's just an idiot.
Here's the thing, every Street Fighter plays at a different speed because they're different games. At the core they're similar, but they're different games across multiple iterations. And there's always time where you gotta learn the new speed of things, like a character's combos may be the same across multiple games, but you got to learn the different timing of the way the game's going. And he just isn't adapting. Holy shit. We are 40 minutes behind. Let's go. Let's go.
Out of the 27 people I played, 23 of them were cross-platform. So what you're telling my PlayStation to do is to cut out 80% of the player base of this game and only give me matchups against people on PS5, which is what, 20-something%? And then on top of that, we already know that only a small percentage of those on PS5 have Hitmaster, just from our evidence the other night. Here's what will happen, all right? And we could try it if you want. You're not going to be happy. Every match will be laggy, because what the game's going to be forced to do is match me up only with those on PS5, of which there's a very small percentage, likely, in the master level. What this game does, it looks regionally at people near you and their connections. So every time that I play this game online, I'm likely playing people from Washington State, California, West Coast of Canada, Oregon, and this area of the country. All the way up and down the West Coast is likely who I'm playing. Then if you can't find anyone there, it expands a little bit eastward and westward. It's probably rare that they would match me up with someone from the East Coast of the United States or across the ocean over in Japan, even though the game has cross-region play, and you should think, well, then I should be able to play against people all over the world. it's very unlikely you would ever have that happen. That's just how it works. It's trying to give you the optimized best connection. I would almost argue that simply because of the fact that we know now that most of the pro players seem to be playing on PC to get that advantage, I would almost always have a laggy connection against someone at the master level if I just say only PS5. If you guys really want me to waste time, I'll do it. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. We'll play 2-3 laggy matches. You'll see how fucking bad it is and what's the point. But the other thing you have to understand
I want him to do it, and then it would just backfire on him.
I'm never going to play a pro player. You will never see me play against any of the notable players in the FTC because they're all playing on PC. None of them are using PS5.
No,
so I'll only be playing more casualized players like myself. You'll never see me face the greats, which I think is kind of what people want. Don't you eventually want to see me face the better players in this game? And I think if I grind away at this game and I get better, even though
never face them based on his MR level.
Unfair advantage against all these crossplay players.
Nope.
Excuse me, they're gonna have an unfair advantage against me, I would say. I think eventually I'll start to play at a better level and I'll start to grind it out. Okay, I do. I think that I'll just get better at the game in general, and because of that, I'll start to scale up the ranks of the master level points. Right now, I've already lost a ton of points, and I gotta try to earn them all back. You know, it's a kind of a hard start.
No, you're not.
Play master nonstop, and they're all on PC and your ass, right? So all I can do is try. But here's the thing: like I remember, out of the 4 matches that I played on PS5, one of them was against a JP with almost 100 millisecond connection. It was literally impossible to stop. You couldn't stop his spamming projectile pattern because of the lag. You couldn't react to it. I believe I beat the other 3 players. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive I beat the other 3 PS5 players. But I remember the connections weren't great. I think they were all like 90 to 100 milliseconds, right? So, excuse me.
And he quit Mortal Kombat because it was 60 milliseconds.
It's up to you guys what you want. If you really want me to try another experiment tonight, I'll try it. But right now, what I'm seeing is this is the situation of the FTC. And again, this is nothing new for me. This is how it used to be back in the day. Everyone looking for an advantage over everyone else, however it may be, a good old boys club who all just keep everything kind of on the down low of how they're playing so well and how they stay at the top. This has always been like this.
It's called skill, Phil.
It has never been any different. It's just a new era of this. 20 years later, everything's online, so they changed it around a little bit the way that they do it, but they're still doing it. You know, the thing is, I was never part of that. Literally, I was the one against all of that. You know, when I ran a tournament back in the day, I told everyone up front, everyone's equal. I don't care if you're the biggest, most notable pro player everyone is coming to see play, or if you're just Joe Nobody and this is your first tournament. You're all equal. You're all here on time. You all enter the same.
You would fucking leech on a top player if you could, but everyone hated you.
You know what happened? Because some pro players got disqualified because they were late, and they were like, "Well, I don't understand."
I have seen this in person. This is a fucking lie.
Why don't I get? I mean,
he's hung up tournaments.
Plus one
count on video. Or he's hung up tournaments.
I was like, it's too bad they're not going to see you play because you fucking showed up late.
Can you just put the infinity symbol next to lie?
So sad. Bye bye. You're not.
Yeah.
Mathematically undefined.
So
impossible to define.
I was back in the day. You know, that's me. No nonsense, Phil. Some people respect that. Some people don't. I guess if you're at the top and you want to be treated like a special,
your life is nonsense, Phil.
But it is what it is. Again, I was always the community whistleblower. I was always the one who was to talk about this stuff publicly while everyone else wanted to be quiet.
No, you weren't.
Why talk
no, you weren't. You're just stupid.
I want them to know about our formula.
Stupid.
He keeps staying in this good old boys club on top. I was like, okay, whatever you say.
Phil, I've seen your posts back in the day. You're just genuinely stupid. You're just stupid.
Shout out to WPIG, man. Fuck, I love
we'll talk about the schedule now.
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
And I'm curious what you guys want.
The Dead Sea Scrolls is a top tier show.
Schedule for the week. We'll do the Phil's Day Off segment. We got news. We got a lot to get to on today's show. By the way, it is hot, and it's going to be hot for 2 more fucking days.
Here we go.
This is absolutely ridiculous. So it is October.
Oh, yes. Weatherman.
I'm going 2 times speed.
Here in the United States. It is 70 degrees. In Washington.
I hope you fall asleep due to heat stroke.
I don't have air conditioning. I took it out a month ago.
Oh, if only.
So I'm going to be unseasonably hot, sweating, not in a very good mood, honestly. Once it gets hot, there's nothing I can do about this, okay? And I'm very upset because I was enjoying
it
for like 2 weeks. It was nice. It was rain and clouds almost every day. I thought this is great. Now we're going to be ready for all these new releases. I can tackle them with, you know, a nice healthy attitude.
I don't have his chat up, and I honestly
it's like
don't
90 degrees
care.
in my office. I'm trying to play games with you guys. It's fucking annoying.
I don't
And there's no way around it. I don't have central air. I can't install central air because it costs too much. I have lines blocking the sun. It doesn't matter. The office heats up 20 degrees in the afternoon. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You know, it's stupid. So this really blows. And
hey, you know, actually, just to be fair, Jade is pure. He's because of his condition. I mean, you really can't blame the guy.
I blame his mother.
All right, let's talk about the schedule.
Well,
she's a deadbeat.
Honestly, she might not even. Well, I mean, she did end up. You know, fucking a pedophile, and I think both of her baby daddies are in prison. So, and then she went and found herself a beta bucks who's now taking her on her, you know, and kids that aren't even his on like vacations and shit. So,
all that kind of stuff. And upcoming games, the new Avatar game in December is covered, and apparently that new Prince of Persia game coming out in January is also covered. So, a lot of their newer games also are in there, and of course, Assassin's Creed Mirage is one of them. So I spent like $20, and I got a month to beat Assassin's Creed Mirage. Well, being that the game's around 20 hours long, I think we're good. I think we'll beat it within the next few weeks. And then by the way, it's funny because I got the month subscription.
Few weeks.
And I immediately canceled it. Immediately. I was like, dude, I don't want to have this auto renewing on me. I just want to have it for
few
the month
weeks.
so I can get to Assassin's Creed.
Dude,
I'll maybe renew it
it's
again in
like
December if I get Avatar or whatever. But that's
it's
the thing,
20
why
hours. That should be like a week tops if you just play it.
$50 plus tax if you buy it outright, or you can just get the subscription service for 20, play the game once, and be like, okay, I'm done. The
He's
other thing I see,
playing
if
for
you're
day
really
stream,
go
so
back
it's
to the
gonna be
future,
3 hours
over,
a day,
then you want to own it outright. But I see it like an
maybe,
extended
you
rental.
can
Like
play.
you have a month's rental to beat the game. Okay, that sounds good to me.
Six.
I'm gonna take more than a month to beat it.
Six.
Seven.
So let's
Seven.
do that,
Six,
right?
seven
So,
streams.
Same thing with the Avatar game. That's supposed to be a full-fledged game, right? Like $70 plus tax. I'm just gonna get the subscription service again. Why on earth would I not? And it's a little annoying because to do Ubisoft Plus, you can't just do it to your console. You have to do it through their website and then link the website to your Xbox account and then sync the two. It's so stupid. It's like create an account over here, create an account over here, sync the two.
Don't
Sign
you
up
just
for
sign up on
account,
Xbox? Like they proved this the other day. You just sign into the
Why can't you just sign up
Xbox.
for it on Xbox and you're done? Nope.
Yeah, you can do it through Game Pass, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you do it right
Pretty
through
sure.
Game Pass.
So I recommend to anyone who's into these Ubisoft games this next few months, why buy them? Unless you think you're gonna want to go back and replay them, or you don't think it's gonna take longer than a month to beat them, then I would just get Ubisoft Plus and save yourself a ton of money. That's what I'm doing.
Or you just go to
So,
CD keys,
I'm excited to try it. It's
right?
supposed to be
I'm
the
at CD
return
keys right
to
now
classic
because
gameplay
I keep it
of
open.
yesteryear. Do you remember
Oh,
Assassin's
it's out.
Creed?
It's sold
Sneaking
out
around
on
the
CD
rooftop of the
keys,
city,
but
doing
it's
stealth assassins, doing
$43.
intel, doing some collectibles, breaking into places to try to figure out what's going on with the upper echelon of the city and their high society and how they're basically kind of unfairly treating the people and stuff like that.
Society.
T. Before the game went open world and became The Witcher.
Rest in
Exactly
peace, T.
what Black
Carter.
Myth, open world Witcher crap. And now I'm excited to try it out and see if it plays like the classic games or not. We'll find out. And it is a shorter experience, and I'm down for that. Give me a 20-hour experience that has a good story, good gameplay elements, great graphics, and let it be done so I can move on to other fun games this season. And maybe if it's good enough, it'll resonate, and I'll remember it around the end of the year. As opposed to a game that's 80 hours long and has 50 hours of boring padding. The game is tedious.
You guys
as shit,
don't mind we're at
takes too long,
2.0 speed, right?
combat. Oh, by the way, there's one quest line that's notable and everything else you forget. And by the way, by the time the game ends, you forgot any of the plot elements, right?
What game is he talking about? I missed it.
Assassin's Creed Mirage. And the 80-hour experience, it doesn't really matter, Phil.
Side quest, man. He's not gonna do that. Fuck that shit.
Like,
it should be a good effort,
it doesn't matter how long the game is. If you remember the game, you remember the game. Elden Ring, my first playthrough was 120 hours. I still remember everything about it.
We could do that. I can already.
Baldur's Gate 3, I'm 53 hours in, and I still remember the fucking game.
Every match will be laggy because if we saw 80% of the players in Master are on PC, you cut out 80%
And we're back to Street Fighter 6.
Plus, that's also going to cut out the 1 or 2
Hell yeah, let's
It's
go.
going to be a much worse experience. In which case, I'm destined to play at a disadvantage if I ever play Master, and there's not much I can do about that. But if you really want me to try, it's up to you.
Yeah, that's it exactly. He just takes forever to get through games.
What if he lag switches
I don't care. We'll do whatever you want. So you guys give me your feedback, see what happens tonight on the late stream, we'll go from there. But if I play for half an hour,
that's way beyond him. Fuck that.
Yeah, he doesn't understand that. He's just a gamer, man.
On the first stream, and tomorrow night's late stream will be Endgame of Lies of P. My goal is to hopefully beat that boss that I was facing at the end of my stream on Wednesday, and maybe beat it and move on. Will I beat the game on Saturday night? I don't know. We'll see. It'd be great if I did.
Well, has it been like, what, 25 hours, I think? It should have
Sunday
been.
is React Day, meaning on the day stream it'll be DSP versus the internet over
React Day, let's go.
Check out Decepticon. He'll be doing it.
Again,
They'll probably do
Halloween
it.
month. It sure would be great.
Psycho Dad, don't worry about using CD keys, man. I use it all the time.
In tune with holiday, okay? Sunday
Yeah,
night,
I also
try out
use
the
it all
Call of
the
Duty Modern
time.
Warfare 3 beta. It's supposedly going open on the PlayStation 5 this coming Sunday, and so I want to play it for like 2.5 hours and see if I like it or not. Judging on how this performs,
Hell yes, let's go. I am so excited for that. I cannot wait to see him get fucking destroyed in Modern Warfare 3. Dude, I cannot wait.
And make a judgment. So let's see what happens Sunday night, okay?
This is what I've been waiting
We're
for.
trying to finish the Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways DLC. We're at the end of.
Dude, how are you not done with Separate Ways?
If we do a whole 3-hour stream,
That's like 2 streams max.
So Monday night and the rest of the week is open. Here's what I mean.
It should have been a 2-stream game.
Second stream of Modern Warfare 3's beta. Maybe we'll need more time to beat Lies of P. Maybe there will be time and opportunity
No.
to play Forza Motorsport, which is going to hit Game Pass on Tuesday. Maybe not. Right? There's a lot of ifs, a lot of question marks right now. Because depending on how long Lies of P takes to beat and Resident Evil.
God, that fucking.
Will I have time to play more
Oh,
Street Fighter?
Jesus.
Maybe. I would love to do at
That
least Street Fighter
fucking.
today. But I don't think I can get it. We have to see what
Super
happens.
chat
What about
animation.
Starfield? Well,
Nightmare
we
Fuel.
actually talked about this last week, and to be honest,
Goodbye, Starfield.
Bye,
at this
Starfield.
point, unless we absolutely have a free stream or two in the middle of
Siege.
what we're gonna do,
But yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Bye bye.
honestly, it's a game that's held at least interest. Most people have seemed to turn against the game now that we're like 37, 38 hours in. People are like,
Get
wow,
that
this
ass
game-
banned,
all these stuff that
Starfield.
are new or different from other Bethesda games don't really exist or are just fluff. The space combat, almost non-existent, and when it exists, it's
Like, I don't blame him. Starfield's fucking awful, but like, get that ass
The
banned.
game fucking crashed during it. I literally never did it again, and it's affected nothing. Outpost building, exactly the same. My wife beat this game. She put over 80 hours into it. She literally never beat or built one outpost. She doesn't even know what it's for.
I gotta pause
I don't know why
this
she
for
did
a
that.
second
She's always had-
Yeah, of course your wife beat
you
it.
know,
She's a fucking moron.
Like, he's a broken fucking record. Every day it's the same shit. Like, how long have we been listening to this Starfield fucking outpost thing? It's been what,
Yeah,
weeks?
it's
2 weeks almost, something
week,
like that now?
I think. 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Week to 2 weeks? Who gives a shit, Phil? Fuck
Oh,
it.
3
Move
times,
on.
supposedly.
You quit the game. Fuck off. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
building
Nah, Embode, disagree. I just think Starfield's fucking awful.
Starfield's
I like Bethesda. I like Bethesda games, but Starfield was just not it. Like, I'd rather play Skyrim or New Vegas than
it wasn't ready for prime time. It wasn't ready for prime time.
Yeah, the lights were brighter than expected.
I think it's a fine game as a chill stream game, meaning to break up the seriousness and the challenge of really tough new releases. And you want a relaxing stream where we kind of sit back and have conversation. That's what I think Starfield is for. And so if I treat it like that every once in a while, I decide to squeeze it in.
No.
What conversation?
Then I think it would be fine. But I'm not foreseeing me playing Starfield as a major stream during these weeks moving forward. If anything, that's the game that's kind of going to be skipped unless there's time for it. All right, everything else I think takes more priority. I'd rather
Yep, skipped. Bye-bye, Starfield.
Time to squeeze it in, or one random night this week.
Yeah, it's not going back to Starfield. He's not going to finish it.
How things go, how time permits, and we can go from there. But I'm not stressing about Starfield at this point. In fact, I don't think I'm even missing anything by not playing it right now. You know. What's funny is, as you guys know, I have absolutely no desire to go back to Cyberpunk 2077. You know that the Phantom Liberty expansion just released a week or two ago. I just don't care. I didn't even like the base game when it came out many years ago. But there's some people who've been playing Starfield.
Yeah, but it's good now.
And then when the Phantom Liberty expansion came out, they went back to Cyberpunk.
I still haven't played it.
I'm seeing this movement on social media now, and essentially here's the movement.
It's so good.
Starfield, and I went back to Cyberpunk for the first time in years. They improved the game, they fixed the technical issues, and now that the game actually works, it actually is better than Starfield. The story, especially the story elements, are just better than what Starfield is presenting.
No, Cyberpunk's. I would fucking never touch Starfield.
Joe Murray's been
Like,
playing a lot of Cyberpunk too. I've been watching some of his.
Cyberpunk is just so much better.
Cool.
It's so good. I have over 150 hours in Cyberpunk. It's so good. I would recommend it.
I should buy it here after the stream.
You know what I mean? So,
I mean,
I'm not going to.
if you want to, I'm not going to say yes, you must buy it, but like I will say yes, it is worth it. With the Phantom Liberty expansion, because like that's like.
I just need something new to play because I finished Diablo 4.
So the schedule for this week is me trying to play as much Assassin's Creed Mirage as I can, right?
I
Me trying to finish up Lies of P and Resident Evil 4.
But I want something else
trying
to
the Modern
play.
Warfare 3 beta, trying to maybe get to Forza Motorsport if we can, but it's not a guarantee. Depends on how things go.
Yeah, I mean,
I will have the review.
I think Cyberpunk was always great. It just was marred by a shit launch.
Okay,
Same like Starfield.
More pauses for a second. Go ahead.
So, Cyberpunk was a great game. It just was marred by its awful launch. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if anyone, and I mean anyone, expected your base PS4 to run Cyberpunk, you have a problem because it was never going to run it.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall. It was. I'm sorry. I know CDPR dropped the ball on it and over promised, but like it was the fact that they never showed gameplay of it up until release. You should have just realized it's never gonna fucking work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The gameplay's fine. It's always been fine. It's been the main selling point, really, before Phantom Liberty. But Phantom Liberty, fucking the writing, Jesus.
Yeah, I have
So good.
I have
I
a
love
question
it.
here. Serious question.
Go
Some
for it.
people are going to laugh. This is for everybody. Phil's going to play Forza Motorsport. What if he runs into Cyrax?
No.
Cyrax is
no.
glad, and Cyrax is going hard into it according to the Rax, man.
Oh, man.
Oh God.
I would fucking die if he.
Oh
into
shit!
Cyrax.
Imagine if he ran into Cyrax while playing for he's probably not going to play online though.
Yeah, I agree. They should not have even made the PS4 version.
Yeah.
Just a waste of resources. It was never going to run. I'm sorry. I know they tried. They really did. But, like, no. It just wasn't. But, like, you know, it's whatever. I'm glad they got it. Second.
Rax has said he wants to play online. He wants to go for, like, time trials and everything like that. Like, he's...
Hey,
Go.
on a much different note, Pop already has a stream scheduled for tonight.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, I will be high. I will be there. What should I DoorDash, though? That's the question. Let's get back to the stream.
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
DoorDash me €1. That'd be awesome.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
I don't know what I got myself into. I wish I could get myself out of it now, but I think it's a little too late because I've already watched 2 of these 3 movies, okay? Halloween Kills was fucking terrible. It was so bad. And, like, I can't believe it was that bad because Halloween 2018 wasn't that bad. It was actually, I would say, decent at least. There were definitely things I didn't like.
That's 5 years ago, Phil.
But I definitely overall enjoyed it as a return to Halloween after all these years. Yo, Halloween Kills. Like, I mean, no exaggeration. You want to know? I don't want to spoil my review, but here's my abridged review of Halloween Kills. I want my 90 minutes back. That's my best review of the movie. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Snake laugh.
And that's right. Now that I've seen Halloween Kills, I'm hearing Halloween Ends is worse. How? No, I really don't understand how it could possibly be worse. I don't get it. Because I thought like
Halloween Ends is fucking trash.
Oh, what they could do.
Halloween Ends was the new one, right?
Halloween Kills doesn't feel like you're watching.
I didn't even watch. I didn't even watch
I couldn't believe
it.
it.
So
okay, anyway, So I want to review Halloween Kills.
Your cat setup is alright.
I need to get up and stretch. I'll be back in a moment.
Sunday,
Okay.
right? So it's like every night, there's a reason why I basically can't stick around to film the dang review. And I told you guys this would be my problem. It's not the watching of horror movies, it's the time to film the reviews for them. So we'll see how things go. Maybe I'll have time.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Where'd you get 90 minutes, Phil? Like, don't you like have one day off a week? Makes you wonder.
Sunday night I gotta do Patreon private videos. That's the thing every night. Tonight I might stay long for Street Fighter. Tomorrow I gotta do the playlist for the reaction, which takes like an hour. Then Sunday I gotta do private reaction. That's an hour.
Day off
You see?
segment yet. Jesus.
Excuse me.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
I will get to it. I will get to it. I will review more movies. I want to do more than I originally planned. My original plan was to watch the Halloween trilogy and the two Scream movies. But if I review 2 movies this week, I'm almost done. And that would
No one
be more
cares,
halfway in
Phil.
October.
Nobody
So maybe I would have
cares.
more time to
Nobody
watch more. Like I
gives
said,
a
one movie I actually feel like I want to watch is
Your
Doctor Sleep.
channel's
The
dead.
problem is it's too long.
Channel
2.5
is
hours
dead.
long. It's a horror movie. Most horror movies are nice and short for a reason, right? They don't want to overstay their welcome. Makes me feel like it won't just be traditional horror. It's gonna have a lot of psychological horror, just like the original Shining did, right? Maybe a big setup and stuff. Excuse me.
Doctor Sleep was
I'm
actually
interested in
pretty
it.
awesome. I
actually
like
watch
it.
it. It's on Max, so I can watch it whenever. And I might watch something else. So it depends. Let's see.
It is
how
different,
this month.
though,
I'm definitely
from the
gonna
book,
Halloween right now,
so-
so I'm down to watch horror movies, but we'll see as time permits. All right. Okay.
No. No, they don't watch his reviews. It's literally dead. Only people that watch it are
Ladies and
trolls.
gentlemen, it is time for Phil's day.
Like
What
the
did I do
taken
yesterday?
L's.
Not too much crazy stuff. It was another day where I kind of, it was a stay home day because my wife wanted to play Assassin's Creed Mirage because it released yesterday. Just so you know, Cat is a
They
big
stayed
fan.
home. They stayed home.
DoorDash breakfast.
Not one, not two, but three
Stayed
of the Assassin's
home.
Creed games.
Cat wanted to play AC Mirage.
That is what she loves. So,
Oh,
Cat-
divorce coin is through the
So she wanted to
moon.
stay home
Cat
today.
should just
A
start
lot of it.
streaming.
But incidentally, it was the day off. I had to do a lot of errands and stuff. So I did. You know, I went
Like,
to
she
the
plays these games better
I
than
went
Phil
to,
does, supposedly.
pet store.
Cat's
grocery
dead.
shopping,
She's
I
a
went to
rotting
errands,
corpse
while
in the
I was out,
corner.
stuff like that. So I was out doing all that stuff. She was
Under the
Assassin's
floorboards,
Creed.
yeah,
For dinner,
so that's
we
the
ordered
theory,
from
yeah.
a Mediterranean place. We had never ordered from this one before.
Oh, yeah, he
And we
DoorDashed.
had shawarma platters.
Yeah.
Now again, not having ordered from
DoorDash,
the
yay.
I got chicken shawarma. I said, why not? We'll share and we'll eat.
Oh
together.
my god.
Chicken shawarma.
Divorce
This thing showed up,
coin up
right?
in the
This was the
moon.
full container, cardboard
They're
container with food in it. This
cooking.
thing was filled to the brim with food. It weighed, I'm not kidding you, probably about 2 pounds. All right, you open it up, it's got an insane
2 pounds?
amount of the shawarma
What?
protein. All right, on top of an
What?
insanely huge
Shawarma
veg,
protein, so you
rice.
need
And
meat?
then it's got a
Shawarma?
big bowl of Greek salad,
Like-
diced tomatoes, onions, lettuce, the feta cheese, seasoning, and that
just
spicy
don't
dressing.
understand
And it's got
this
hummus in the
fucking
corner
guy.
with a bunch of seasoning on it, and then you get the pitas,
protein,
right?
aka
Pita bread, and then
meat.
dip in the hummus. So my God, it was insane amounts. There's no way we could finish it. We each ate
Dude,
for like 15
divorce.
minutes straight.
Get your
And we were
divorce
full.
coin
And
in
then-
now.
like, so much food was in
It's
the packet. It was
up,
insane
dude.
how much we
Go
ate.
buy
It was
it.
absolutely delicious. So we're happy because we kind of found a Mediterranean place we never ordered from before, and this one happened to be really, really good. So we're gonna probably eat from there, you know, in the future for sure, because it was such a good find.
Yeah, DoorDash tomorrow.
But outside of that, I mean, not much else to really say. You know, my wife played a little bit more Assassin's Creed. I was
DoorDash.
doing stuff around the house. You know, we played with Jasper for a
See,
while.
I can
in the house
afford
a little bit. It was
DoorDash. I don't
nice.
have to beg
Next
for
week we'll be more
DoorDash.
happy because next week,
That's the thing.
I gotta go buy my Halloween costume for the Halloween marathon coming up at the end of the
here we
month.
go.
So now's a good time to remind everyone. Please nominate games for the Halloween
Fucking
marathon. You can type exclamation point Halloween in the chat.
Nominate
Remember,
games.
members tab of this channel,
Guys,
members can nominate,
please
you know, horror
give
games,
me
relevant
money.
games. Remember, the most nominated games will become a poll.
He's gonna
Next
dress
week
up
we'll
as
start voting
Keemstar,
for games I'll play on Halloween
guaranteed.
marathon. So please
That's
do
my
that.
theory.
All right, the more nominations, the better. That was really my day off. There's nothing else crazy that happened or anything like that.
Thanks.
So really no reason to go nuts about talking about segments that aren't that big of a deal. You know, just nothing of note really happened yesterday.
Team
Let's see,
Divorce eating good.
I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I want to cover before we get to the
Arm
new segment? Probably not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for my favorite segment. It's time for your favorite segment. It's time for everyone's favorite
Here
segment
we
here
go.
on the Level 1 podcast. It is time
DSP rumor mill.
ESP. Team ESP lies it.
Wait, I think he stroked
for DSP
out.
News.
Oh no, there he is.
There we go. Sorry, a little build up there. Dramatic. All right, let's get through the stories. Story number 1. Microsoft and Amazon are facing a UK regulator's investigation. This time around, it's about cloud services. Wait a minute, it sounds familiar. Wasn't Microsoft already in trouble for cloud services during their Activision acquisition? Yes. But for some reason, the same exact UK regulator, the same one, is doing the same investigation, only this time it's not just about gaming. Now it's about, in general, cloud storage. So the CMA, that's what they're called. I forget what it stands for. I had it, and I guess I didn't save it. It's this regulatory body in the UK. All right? Here's what they're basically saying. They feel that cloud storage is unfair and a monopoly between Microsoft and Amazon. That if you're not using one of those two services, you just don't have a chance to store anything you have in the cloud. So here's what they kind of said. There's a number of features in the supply of cloud services that make it more difficult for customers to be able to switch and use multiple cloud suppliers rather than just one. There's issues with charges that cloud customers have to pay to move their data out of the cloud. There's discounts if you only use exclusively one cloud provider, and there's technical barriers to switching between cloud providers that just make it not feasible. So essentially what they're saying is, if you're someone who has data in the cloud, you might say, well, what kind of data? I mean, there's tons of data in the cloud. Right now, if you're on a phone and you use any of the major services, you take a picture and say, I want to back up my pictures, it backs up in the cloud. You're using it right now.
I use Google
What did I
Drive at work. Like we have for redundancy for our NAS setup. So we have a RAID 1 on our NAS, and then I have Google Drive for backup online. I don't have to pay to get my files offline. I don't know what the
I
fuck
have
if I want to get my
I have
files.
OneDrive, but like that's it. I'm looking to upgrade to a NAS eventually, but like right now,
Like I don't
$2.
understand. Well, no, I like it for the redundancy. If my NAS blows up, all the stuff's backed up online, right, on the cloud.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just if
Yeah,
your
double
PC
root.
blows up, it's right there.
Yeah, like I
That's
keep
it.
nothing on my PC. I only have one drive in it, the 990 Pro. That's it. Everything else is on my NAS here at home. So it's like, but I have Google, like I have Google Drive, but I don't have to pay to get my data off. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't even know what Yeah, it's just the CMA being stupid again.
Any game system, like if you have Xbox, you say auto backup my saves. That's backing up to the cloud. Okay, you might inadvertently right now be using the exact services they're describing as an issue and not even realize. So what they're saying is there's so much data now being backed up to a cloud that people don't realize they're paying for it. Did you know that? Did you know that there's incredibly
and Phil doesn't use any of this, by the way.
Store, and then what they say is they try to weasel in. They'll be like, oh, well, if you pay us another $1 a month, you get unlimited cloud storage. Or you get double your cloud storage. And people don't even realize they're doing it. And they're like, oh, okay, $1 a month, no big deal. So you're paying $1 a month, but that adds up. Imagine if every cell phone user out there is paying $1 a month to one of these services. Do you know how much money that is? Billions of dollars.
Unlimited data backup online, Phil, for $1 a month? Like, holy
right now,
shit.
On my phone, I think it auto
that's actually
right now.
cloud Apple has or whatever.
Yeah, that's actually like really good.
By the way, would you like to back up your photos to our competitor service that might be cheaper? I wouldn't even know how to do that. I have no idea.
If it was unlimited,
with Microsoft, you
then
technically have to back up your game
go for
on
it.
Microsoft server.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have to, but there's no way to not do that. Do you know the way to upload your game saves to someone else's cloud server? So I guess the CMA kind of
just upload it to Microsoft's.
Like, oh, I guess they do have.
Well, yeah, Microsoft uploads to its service, Sony uploads to its service, Amazon uploads to its service.
It's just
yeah, that's it. I don't it's not that big of a deal. It's really easy to understand, actually.
We don't care about cloud gaming. You're right, I don't either. Cloud gaming really doesn't exist in any kind of a real way yet. Although we did see last year when I tried that PlayStation Plus Premium that actually some of the older legacy games, PS3, PS2 games, did stream pretty well from the cloud. But overall, I don't think it's a concern as of yet. However,
it's a stream.
He still misunderstands how cloud gaming
fair
works.
that everyone has to pay the premium or they get pigeonholed, but forced into
I've tried cloud gaming for MLB The Show because it's not on PC. And it's all right. Nothing terrible, but like, that's it really.
NVIDIA has it to the NVIDIA
Okay, so that's happening right now, and it looks like
yes, they do.
Like,
all cloud usage. Okay.
I don't.
We have some really bad news in regards to Telltale Games. For those who don't know, Telltale Games is the narrative-based gaming company that used to make games such as Jurassic Park, Back to the Future. They hit big prominence with their The Walking Dead series and spin-offs.
Yeah, Telltale Games said layoffs. That's
the Borderlands, the Batman franchise, and more. And then they went out of business because they overextended. They spent too much money getting all these IP, and they weren't really making enough money on the sales end to maintain the model, so they went out of business. Then Telltale Games was bought by another company.
I'm pretty sure they do have cross progression saves. Timothy, Cyberpunk, pretty sure does. Yes, new Tales of the Borderlands.
No one talks about it because no one played it. Yeah, basically what happened was the game released.
Because the game sucked.
No one really talked about it. So
no, the game sucked. There was press. I saw ads for it. The game just sucked. I watched the playthrough of it. The game sucked.
Media coverage /
Stop playing with your fucking hair.
I know. Yeah, I know D4 does. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 95% sure Cyberpunk does.
Sadly, Telltale Games for the second time is having problems. They have done tons of internal layoffs. Some people are saying as much as half the company has been laid off. They released the following statement. Due to current market conditions, we regrettably had to let some of our Telltale team go recently. We did not take the action lightly, and our commitment to storytelling and finding new ways to do so remains the same. We're grateful for everyone for the dedication along the journey, and we're working to support everyone impacted. All projects currently in development are still in production, and we have no further updates at this time. Now,
there you go. Someone said it. So, yeah, they do. Cyberpunk does. Okay. I figured it did. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I saw cross progression.
Yeah, I think like Diablo 4, like if you log on PC and then you go and play on an Xbox, you can continue your game.
The market became oversaturated, and then we had other companies like Don't Nod coming out with games like Life is Strange that competed, and once the market got oversaturated, it didn't really matter anymore. People forgot about those games, and basically they fell out of even being good sellers, and that's why Telltale went out of business the first time. So to hear that they came back,
no, it's because
they released one game, and the game didn't do well, and now they had to lay off like a ton of their staff.
Yeah, it's because their fucking thing sucks.
Imagine a finance major like Phil
the era of heavy rain,
that doesn't understand business finance.
Games like Life is Strange 1 and stuff
like that. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, so it does. Cyberpunk has cross progression saves.
All perfect, Nathan. Thanks.
But you have to recognize trends. And when you recognize
trends, you
move on. And it seems like they don't realize that yet. I think what it is there is a fan base. Like people really want The Wolf Among Us 2. They love The Wolf Among Us 1 so much they absolutely want a sequel. But outside of that, I don't really hear anyone clamoring for other games.
I don't think it'll be that good.
Why did they do that?
The sequel is going to ruin it. So that's why I don't want it.
Right? Just give the people what they want. And see if it's successful. And if it's successful enough to then fund other projects or whatever, then do it.
No.
I honestly feel like this is a step
it takes time, Phil. And a lot of these games don't have time.
They just copy paste.
They're right back to square one where they were years ago.
That's how fast
on the verge of going out of business. So we gotta see what happens and follow the story. I'm just a little nervous, honestly, that they may fold again, which would really suck if they did. All right. Here's the fun story in 2023. Sony got hacked. We heard about this a few weeks ago, actually.
Yeah, is the Sony hack was actually real? Because a lot of other hacker groups were calling out that it wasn't them, it was somebody else.
What about games like Spider-Man 2 and things like that, right? Well,
Sony sure it was.
What we saw. Listen to this, because this is the update to the story. Sony has confirmed they've had multiple server security breaches.
Yeah.
And it's not game data. Listen to this. It's employee data.
That's even worse.
Employee data.
Yeah, that's worse. That's worse.
So
that's worse.
Why
the fuck are you laughing about that, you dumb fuck?
Right? Like, seriously. You can now have all your data.
Yeah, no kid, it's bad.
They've said upwards of 6,800 current and former employees may have had their data hacked and been collected by hackers. The hackers may or may not be selling this data maliciously all over the internet.
91 people in the U.S. Well, at least he's telling
that's really bad.
So that we can hack it too for truth.
No, it's not what we thought. It's not game data and stuff like that. Anyone who works for Sony could literally now be having identity theft going on and have their whole lives ruined. Oh, is that all? Only 6,800 employees of Sony are at risk? Is that it? Here's what I smell: class action lawsuit.
Why are you laughing?
Right? I smell a big class action lawsuit coming against Sony. Which, by the way, if this is 100% confirmed, because Sony apparently publicly
I don't see it.
They don't have a leg to stand on. It is their legal responsibility to protect the data of their employees.
Why would they? No, it'd be against the hackers who took their data. It'd be against them who stole the data.
So, I guess we'll see what happens moving forward. But if you ever work for Sony, I would say immediately start looking into this, because the last thing you want is someone messing with your information and now
get your finger out of your ear, you fucking idiot.
Actually go out there and do shit with it. I guess the question is, what's the data? And of course, they're not going to say that because that could help hackers. You know what I'm saying? But can you imagine if that's all your stuff?
If it's personal data, that's all you need.
Hell, I'd say social security number. Oi, not good. But I guess it depends on what actually was hacked. If we don't know, they're not going to say. So, how does this keep happening to Sony? By the way, right? Every few years, Sony got hacked again. Like again?
What's happened
at
to
this point, I'll just take everything and go lock it up in like a fucking ice box or something. No one's going there, right? No one's going to go there.
It happens.
Like, I don't know. It just keeps happening over and over. All right, we got one more news story for today. Ready?
Oh, thank God.
You may or may not have heard this one. I actually heard some people talking about it in chat earlier this week. I didn't know what they were talking about, but now I looked into it. You ready? This week, Rockstar Games patched Red Dead Redemption. And when I say that, I mean it's the most recent port.
60 FPS patch.
Remember, they just sold it, what, a month or two ago? And everyone made fun of it. They were like,
for
It
PS5.
didn't really do anything to improve the quality of the game. Why would you get this game again? It didn't really make sense, right? So everyone's like, it's a skip. Why would you get Red Dead Redemption 1 again on a modern console when it was exactly the same as the previous versions? Well,
Xbox
basically behind the scenes, without even telling anyone,
for
they patched the PS5
60
version of
FPS
the game.
patch.
All right. For the first time ever, you can now play Red Dead Redemption 1 at 60 frames per second.
I've been able to do that
However,
for years, Phil.
the PlayStation 4 and the Switch ports of Red Dead Redemption, which cost exactly the same price.
I put a PC that's
were
worth
not
more
patched
than
whatsoever.
$3,000.
Xbox never got this port. All right. Xbox already had an upscaled version of Red Dead Redemption 1 running on it via backwards compatibility, and it looks good. It looks like good quality, but it runs at 30 frames per second. Okay? So only if you bought Red Dead Redemption's new port of Red Dead 1 on PlayStation 5 exclusively, you can play it at 60 frames. It's the only way to play the game at 60 frames per second right now. So if you're interested in playing Red Dead 1, which by the way is a very good game, at this point, but it's still a fun story and some good gameplay elements there. And you want to
Red Dead
get
Redemption
60
2
frames
is
for the first time
awesome.
ever, get it on PS5, but it's pricey. Isn't
My
it like
cousin
It's a great game.
It's
maybe I'm wrong,
great.
50,
Fuck.
60? It was pricey. Like I remember people saying they're charging a ton of money for it for no good reason because it didn't have this mode. Now that it has this mode, maybe you can justify it, right? People are saying the chat's $50 $50.
$50
So $50 for Red Dead Redemption 1
get
That's
on
like
the
4
PS5
Hogan
and it runs
pulls,
60 frames.
man.
The only way you can do that right now, all the versions run at
I can get it for like.
All right, ladies and gents, that's the news for
emulate
today.
it.
There's a good amount of news stories to
It's,
cover, right? There's always a good amount of news when I'm off. For whatever
Where is it
reason.
on
That's when all the news
CDs?
happens, and I come back and it's like a dead week every week. Anyway, so folks,
I don't think so. It's a
today's the release day. Today's the first day of the week.
PlayStation.
It would be great to get some
so
support.
they-
You guys know that I'm a
PlayStation
content creator. I don't have
usually-
sponsorships. I don't run a ton of ads. I'm essentially here to just put fun content out for you guys to have a good time. The reason I'm so
sponsor
excited is
talk.
If you can support today's streams in any way, I'd appreciate it. Engagement is key. Liking the stream, talking
Red
in the
Dead
stream chat,
Redemption
liking
Red
on
Dead
videos,
Redemption
comments
2
on them,
is
all those
$22.
tons. Things like super chats, memberships, gifted memberships.
Yeah,
tips,
that's pretty
all
good.
appreciated, and that's what keeps all this content going, particularly this week.
Yeah,
I know by
there
the end of
is
the week, we
no
get 650 members.
PS5 version.
I don't know if I'll hit that.
Because
We had 2 weeks
Sony
ago.
doesn't
I don't know if we'll
did-
back to that or not. It'd be great to hit just a few members.
Sony
to
doesn't,
see what happens. And of course, my goal
sell
continues
their
to be, let's
games
hit the tier 1 tips goal
by
every stream.
keys.
If I can hit that tier 1 tips goal every
That's
stream, that would be spectacular, and that would help out, especially with the cost
So-
of all these games coming out in the next few weeks that I got to drop
We
money on.
begging,
We'll
we
help
begging,
out.
we
Yeah,
begging.
thank you in
Here we
advance.
go.
And that's that. I think it is now time for us to get to shoutouts and then some open Q&A for a little bit.
Wow.
So shoutouts.
That was only like
We start off
You
here
wanna
with Mr.
slow
Green
it down
Super
for
Chat.
this?
After 5 months, Redfall
Yeah,
got a 60
we're
frames per
gonna
second
slow
back.
down,
Wow.
we're gonna slow
Yeah, no one cares. Don't care about Redfall. The game's terrible. I'm not even talking about it. It's just a waste of everyone's time. Thank you for the Super Chat. Mango did a Super Chat. Mega Jewel Paws, that is. I'm not part of the FGC. I'm not trying to be competitive, but everyone wants to see me play against the pros and greats. Make it make
Doesn't it sound like
sense.
he's drunk now?
Sure. I'm not competitive. I'm not
Yeah.
part of the FGC, but everyone wants to see me play against the pros. What's not to understand?
Oh, you're gonna bring your MR up,
Just
Phil,
because
if you
I
wanna
don't
use
have
the pros.
a desire to become competitive doesn't mean people don't want to see
You
me
do
try
have
to
a
become
desire to
pros.
be competitive.
That's what I-
You
like, remember
do
when I
have
played
a
Well, he
Snake Eyes,
does.
how
He
people
is
freaked out?
competitive. He is.
That's what
He is
people
really
want to see me
competitive.
get to that level.
This is
I don't
bullshit.
know why I'm not going to play at a competitive level, but people want to see it. It's pretty much matter of fact, self-explanatory here. I don't know why I think it's rocket science. Zendertaker.
Because your
Did a
actions
super
don't
chat
make
this morning. I'm wishing you
Fuck
well.
off,
Thanks
Phil.
for entertaining
Tonight's
us.
gonna
You're
be
my favorite
awesome,
gamer. Well,
guys.
thank
Like,
you to Zendertaker
I'm
for the very
predicting, like, top-tier
positive
fucking
and kind words.
insanity.
Up on the leaderboard is the latest
Stall.
super chatter.
Yeah. I'm gonna lose his mind now.
God damn it, I'll have to stay awake for that.
We're all gonna be on piece of stream.
And Butters re-upped their membership for 11 months. Watch both Terrifier movies.
Geese, if you
I'm
see
aware
this and
of
you want
them.
help doing
From what
that
I
video
understand,
debunking
they're
his
essentially
Street
just
Fighter
gold,
lies, hit
right?
me up, buddy.
Like, it's just supposed to be like really disgusting, excessive, nasty, over-the-top gore. I don't know if I'm down for that in 2023. I've been there, done that when I was younger. But I don't know if that's really something that I want to
Terrifier isn't really good.
partake in today. But we'll see. I'll take your suggestion into consideration. Let's put
No,
it
you
that
won't.
way. Okay? All right.
Thanks for the money dummy is what Phil's really thinking.
That's it. I have nothing on the tip side of things to shout
All
out.
right.
No tips are coming.
No tips.
So, what do you guys want to talk about? Tag
Get
me in the
fucked.
chat. We'll chat for a little bit before I go on my break, and then we jump into Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Hold
What's
on,
everyone's
guys,
mind?
hold on.
What are the
I
burning
have to
issues?
get
What's
through
going
these
on, Juan David?
games
Good morning.
to clear the queue for new releases.
Do I
And
think
we're doing
using a pro
Q&A.
joystick is an advantage to Street Fighter? Not anymore. At one point it was many years ago. Not anymore. 'Cause
rewind
now
that
all
5
the games
seconds real quick.
have
5
had
seconds?
such
Okay, hold on.
dumbed down
Please.
inputs and or input shortcuts available. They've done that when I was younger. But I don't know. That's really something that I want to, partake in today. But
I think
we'll
this
see.
is bait.
I'll take your suggestion into consideration. Let's put it that way. Okay? All right. That's it. I have nothing on the tip side of things to shout out this morning. No tips have come in yet. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Tag me in the chat. We'll chat for a little bit before I go on my break, and then we jump into Assassin's Creed Mirage. What's on everyone's mind? What are the burning issues? What's going on, Juan David? Good morning. Do I think using a pro joystick is an advantage to Street Fighter? Not anymore. At one point it was many years ago.
Yeah.
Not anymore, because now all the games have had such dumbed down inputs and or input shortcuts available that you can literally play it at the same level on a pad, so there's no advantage in it.
But you're using classic.
People.
Knickerbocker says, did you
dumb
look at
fucking
community
answer.
responses on your suggestion post? Do you not explain how this works? Or did you not understand how this works? I explained it the other day. So we have a community suggestions post right now.
That's buried.
On the main channel page of this channel.
God damn it,
People
Bill.
are posting up, and every day I am approving people's posts. What we're going to do...
Imagine
Dude,
you have
all
to
this
police your
post
comments.
or
Imagine
the beginning
policing
of
those
next
comments,
month.
man.
We're going to sit down, and we're going to read through
like
those
it's
on the
so
podcast.
fucking dumb.
That's the point. I don't have time to go through all of them now and address them. We're going to do it all, as
so then why did you
good
bring it?
content.
Why did you
for the
create
Hey,
it?
podcast.
can you pause real quick?
For probably a few days at the beginning of...
Shouldn't have made it then.
So Nuclear Detractor in chat asked a good question. Didn't Street Fighter 6 patch and tighten up the control inputs? They made it so that there is less leniency in how long you have time to input certain special inputs. That's all.
Didn't that nerf his Blanca play though? I think it did because Blanca has that.
I could see where it could. Again, we're talking about somebody whose execution is already bad and who can't adapt. So yes, that's very possible. What I actually think is happening is I think we're seeing the floor rise, and with this MR master rank happening within master, when you get there, you come in at 1500. But you can sink lower, right?
Yes.
So
he's at 1470.
Yeah. So picture like a bell curve. You come into like the middle at 1500, and then like 2K and above is upper echelon, So what we're seeing is he's coming in at a baseline level that everyone that hits the master rank comes in at. And then what we're seeing is in this master rank, he is regressing to his true skill level within that category. Yeah, Bob Hoskins, he's out of his depth. That's the big thing there.
Yeah.
We're seeing him regress to where his true, I hate this term, but his true skill is. So, yeah,
he's average. Like he's not 50-50. He's slightly above average.
Yeah, he's slightly above average. And we're seeing the game evolve faster than he can understand.
Well, I'm going to bring this up here really quick because I want to see exactly what his MR is, and then I want to look at Viscant. Just give me a second. I'm just starting up Street Fighter. Viscant, the vampire Viscant. Because, he's pale. He needs some sun.
I mean, it should be noted they're about the same age.
Yeah, like Justin Wong, Phil, Jaha, Viscant, they're all late 30s, early 40s, right? And it's like you have these guys that are still up there, still kicking ass, and then you have Shitbeard here that gets his ass kicked on like a daily basis and then complains about PC cheaters.
There, my shit here.
Just want to see here.
It's just a boomer, really, at the end of the day, who does not know what he's talking about.
Okay, so Phil's MR rating right now with Blanca is...
Yeah, I'm turning on my copy of the game so I can check some shit too, because I'm curious.
So he's at 1437.
Yeah, he's cratered.
Yeah, he's cratered. He's cratered his gameplay there. So let's look up Viscant really quick, guys. Search by player name. There's only one Viscant now, right? That comes up.
Possible.
Yeah. So his Viscant, he's playing with Blanca too. His MR is 1755.
Yeah, Viscant's a Blanca. Viscant plays Blanca and JP.
Yeah, well, he's got like multiple players now, Master. So yeah, his blank is His blank is the highest at 1755. His JP is 1700.
Also, he's trying his damnedest to not admit Blanca might be top tier or high tier.
Yeah, his lowest MR is 1500. His lowest one is Kami and Ryu is at 1500.
This is Vasant.
This is Vasant. Yeah,
that's
Ryo's just
fucking
awful.
boomer ass Ryu.
Okay, let's get back to this.
Of every month.
Old man
and it would be
Ryu.
a great way to take them in. I can tell you, this is a good one. I'll consider it. This one that we can't do, here's why. And that way people will feel like they've got their stuff addressed. No, I have no chance right now to do that. How would I do that right now exactly? So, no. That's the premise of it, is that you get an ongoing play suggestion box. You put all the suggestions in there, and then we take.
Dude, it's all just trolls, by the way.
It's all trolls. Yeah, I know. I was reading some of. Oh yeah,
it is all trolls. All trolls, and I love it. There's like just bullet points of stop begging, stop being like shit at games.
Try I Saw the Devil. Same actor as the guy in Old Boy. Very good movie. Oh, I've never seen Old Boy. Is it a Japanese movie? I don't know.
Go
about
watch
that
it.
One. Thanks for the suggestion. I
Josh
Saw
Brolin?
the Devil. Okay.
I assume it would
Really? Vincenzo
Brad from the
played.
Goonies,
Says
and then
PC
think about
players
that.
are
That's Josh
playing on
Brolin.
high
Like,
hertz
oh my
monitors,
God.
like 500 hertz monitors. It's
here
crazy
we
the
go.
advantage they're getting in competitive play with crossplay.
Oh, that's
I'll
bait.
take your word for it. Again,
That is
I don't
bait.
think it's technically
That's he got
that
baited
stuff,
hard on that one.
But I'll take your word for it.
500 hertz
Jane,
monitors.
good to have you here today.
Asus
500.
just
I've never
released
pet a
the
duck
560
before.
hertz
Ducks don't like to be
monitor.
pet.
Like,
Well,
Oh, it's Korean. It's a Korean movie.
on a
I Saw
60
the Devil.
frame per
Okay, I'll have to look
second
into it.
game.
dude,
What
you
did I
gotta
get?
get
This is a regular
get the
controller.
560
Thing is,
hertz
I played
monitor
on a
now.
for so long that I know it would be more of a learning curve for me to learn it on this than on the stick. Now, I've played fighting games on this before, just not really Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Okay?
but the Xbox has
I
the
think
worst
eventually
input
I could.
latency
I just
out of
think,
them
like,
all.
It's easier
Or
for
the
me
controller's
to
input
play on
latency is the
joysticks.
worst
I'm
out
so
of them
used
all.
to it. Also, I'm used to playing with
Because
6
it's on a
buttons.
USB
Are you
2.0
aware
platform,
that a lot of pad
at-
players
at
don't use all 6
124
buttons.
hertz.
They use shortcuts. They can use like triggers and stuff as shortcut buttons. But for me, I like just pushing the real buttons on the joystick. Again, it's what I grew up doing. It's what
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
know.
used to.
I'm
This
gonna
is
say,
fucking
yeah.
stupid. This is
Yeah.
fucking stupid. I have 8 buttons right now. Street Fighter is a 6-button fighting game. Do you know what those other buttons are mapped to?
Dash,
Drive Impact and Drive
and
Rush.
Is it? Because I think
So-
on mine it's parry.
Yeah, well,
One's
yeah,
parry, one's drive
yeah.
impact.
Yeah, one on mine is medium punch, medium kick. One is heavy punch, heavy kick. Like, use the tools you're given. Don't sit here and be like,
I'm at a disadvantage because I don't have all the buttons.
like,
Whose fault is that?
But
that's a
he
word I
does,
can't
remember,
say on YouTube. I'm sorry.
He turned that off. Remember, that was one of his tests.
Yeah,
he did.
he
He turned
turned
the
them
other two
off.
buttons because he said
He only
that
has, he's
they
only
caused
using
delay.
6.
So he's only using the 6, and it's just like that isn't
Yeah, that's on
actually a
him,
thing.
man.
That
That's
isn't
on
actually
him.
a thing. Like, I don't know. I'm like, why are you disabling those 2 buttons? Oh, it's because I read on Twitter that it causes delay, and it's like, no, it
That's on
doesn't.
him, man.
Okay, I found the official. Okay, let's see this. I'm just forgetting some of this shit that's been posted to the suggestion box.
Oh, I know. I've been reading. I posted mine. I don't think he let mine go through. I didn't say
Here's
anything
a,
bad either.
here's
Am I planning,
Number one, stop
am I
begging.
planning to do
Yeah.
an interview with Mutahar? When you
Mutahar.
say Mutahar,
Mutahar.
isn't that guy?
Mutahar?
Ordinary Gamers,
Mutahar,
I
you
think
mean,
is his
Phil?
name on YouTube.
The
Why do you
ordinary
If you want,
gamers.
if you'd like to hear the story,
Mutahar. It's from Toronto.
basically this happened. I guess
Him and
Could
Ricky
go-
Berwick. Him and Ricky Berwick always do crossovers. It's fucking
I love-
hilarious.
Literally,
I love
no one
Mutahar.
talked about
Yeah.
this since then.
I like Ricky.
Mutahar shits on Phil all the
So
time. though.
basically, I guess the guy doesn't like me, and he's done many stories about me over the years. How he hates me, how he thinks that I'm a
No,
bad
he just wants to
person,
play
bad
Rainbow
gamer.
Six with you. That's
I-
it. That's
yeah.
all he
I
said
very
about
much
you.
Unfairly, I make YouTubers look bad. I have no idea how he ever came to that conclusion, but apparently he doesn't like me. Okay.
Phil, he just
So,
wanted to play Rainbow
few
Six
months
Siege
ago,
with
for
you.
whatever reason, I
He
can't
would have
remember what
bought you
it
the
was.
game.
Like
But you said
someone,
no.
had said that they wanted to interview me again. Now I had an interview earlier this year. You know how it went. I told you guys I'm not interested in any further interviews.
Yeah, it was
I don't
good.
give two
Yeah, it
shits
was
about
awesome.
what anyone
It's the
has
best
to
interview
say.
you've ever done.
I just want to make my content and be left alone.
Yeah, it's not hard, but like,
In fact, really the reason I'm not interested in your interview is how it affected you guys. You guys told me for like
It didn't
2 months
affect you.
after That side-scrollers
No.
interview, all it was drama for you guys, and you didn't want to deal with that. You just wanted to have fun with me on stream, and you hated that it went that way. Please don't do this nonsense.
That's your own fault
So I've
for
done my
making
best
it
this year to
go
stop
that
all the
way.
Drama,
Yeah,
correct?
you could have been
It's your own
truthful,
fault.
You continued to lie. So.
Basically, I guess there was discussion on like Twitter, and again, I don't know because I have all these people blocked or whatever. I'm not paying attention.
So you literally
that
unblocked him.
people
You
wanted to
unblocked
interview
him.
me. And I guess
You
this guy
unblocked
Mudahar
Mudahar.
was one of them. And he had said
You
that he was going to
unblocked
pay
him.
me $5,000 for an interview. All right?
Yeah.
But I had him
did.
blocked on Twitter. He's like, if people could get him to unblock me, I
Blocked.
could talk to him.
Blocked.
All right? So I unblocked him.
So you knew what was
and
going on.
he DM'd me, and all he basically said was, I want to do an interview with you. I'll pay you $5,000 for it. And
Yeah, that's
I
it.
want to cover
Look at him shaking.
common
Look at him
questions
shaking.
and things that people have on the internet about you.
His
He
leg
says
is
it would
just
not be
fucking moving a mile
personal,
a
meaning
minute.
when he says that, it would not be about your wife. It would not be about family members. It would essentially be about you and your streaming, your business, and how you operate your business, and all kinds of shit like that. Right?
Yeah, that's
And
a pretty
it was
standard
a very
interview.
nice message. He was very respectful. And within that day, I responded right back to him. I said, first of all, and this is, I'm just paraphrasing. But first, I said, first of all,
so you're
I'm not
making it up.
accepting any
Okay.
payment for any interview. I refuse.
He's afraid
I'm not
to
important enough of a
stir up
person
shit
to
again,
accept
basically.
payment for an interview.
No
So the
payment.
answer is no. I would not accept your offer of $5,000.
Yeah, fucking X'd out on that
want
one.
Yeah.
To pay something, you could donate it somewhere.
Right.
If we did an
Donate to
interview,
Jasper's
we could
Angels,
donate
like-
$5,000 to a charity, or we could talk about a charity to donate it to, because I don't want to be a part of accepting payment for an interview. But hey, maybe if it goes to a good cause, then something good comes out of it, right? And what I responded was, it's this simple. I don't want to talk about the same drama shit that everyone already asked me about. Like, the whole point of me doing that interview with
Let's check Twitter. I want to see if Mudahar is
was
talking
very
about it
simple,
already.
so that all of the answers are in one spot. If you want to see my side or my take or my answers on some of those, what I
Mudahar.
feel are really stupid personal questions. that
He was
have
talking about
nothing to do
AC
with my
Mirage
business.
last I saw.
But
Yeah.
if that's what you want, the answers are there. They already asked all the
Yeah,
questions.
no, he didn't.
I answered to the best of my ability, and those answers are never going to
I'm going to be
change
refreshing his
because
site.
they're
His
truthful.
Twitter page all
Right?
day.
So why, if you ask me an interview and you ask me the same fucking questions that those guys asked me, you're going to get exactly the same answers. You have nothing different.
But nothing was
right?
answered, Phil.
So I said, so
That
no,
was the
if
problem.
the interview is going to be about that same stuff, then the answer is no, I'm not interested. However, if you want to do interviews about anything else, you want to talk about games, you want to talk about, hey, my work ethic. Hey, you know what? If people
What
had
work
issues
ethic?
with the
What
amount
work
that they think I
ethic?
e-bag, fine, we can
Exactly,
talk
yeah,
about
they're-
that. I'm down for
Like
that.
work ethic?
But the
You wake
thing
up
is,
at
I don't want us to talk about
11
the
Show
o'clock
me
in the
a
morning.
Coke.
And
that people keep bringing up over and over. The fucking mobile game shit and the fucking bankruptcy shit. The shit that's no one's business, by the way.
But
It
you
never
made it
should have
everybody's
been anyone's
business, Phil.
It's stuff
You
that
made it
people
Made
everybody's
it.
business.
forced to the forefront as a reason not to like me, despite the fact it has nothing to do with what I do on my streams at all. Nothing. Right?
As you're
How many
talking about it
times
right
have we
now.
talked about that stuff in the last many months that I've told you guys I'm done with drama? Zero. How much fun have we had on stream because we're not talking about it? Tons. Right? So that's why.
You
Why
don't
the
have
fuck would I
fun on
ever
stream,
have to bring
though.
that shit up ever
These
again?
cocksuckers need to
It
stop
doesn't
super
affect
chatting. He
any
needs
of the
tips,
content
damn
we
it.
make together. So, what again? It's like to entertain these morons out there who just want to keep doing ridiculous
Watching
stuff,
chat, checking
right?
chat like crazy.
The interview in March served the purpose that it served, and it's good for that. You want
Yeah,
to
it's
see my
fair.
answers to bullshit? Watch the interview. You don't have to believe
It's
my
fair.
answers, but you know what my answers are. There's no point
So
in
you're saying
ever
it's
doing a
fair.
second interview about the same topics. My answers will never change because it's truthful answers from me. Okay? So,
Well, there's a
Except
what I
lot
did
there.
bring up.
Imagine
I
refusing
said,
to talk
I
about
think
drama
if
when
you
talking
want to have
about
a
drama.
good interview, sure, let's bring up the stuff that you don't like about me, like the e-bang or whatever. But let's talk about that side scrollers interview. Let's talk about how those guys all became fucking snakes after the fact, and literally for the last many months have profited directly off of slandering me and everything about me.
Well, no,
'Cause
Adam's
I
still
think that
cool.
would be something people
Craig
would like
and
to hear
Travis,
about.
on the other hand,
Because it's pretty obvious that's exactly what
Yeah,
they've done.
they're
If you look at
fucking
their behavior,
dense.
not only
They're
with others
dense.
Since then. I
Their
think that would
most
be a great
supported
interview
streams,
exposing how bad they
4 out of
are
their
as
5
people
is
and how
about
they
Phil.
It's about
Do
Phil,
not
right?
give them money.
I'm willing to talk
Do not
about
give them
that
money.
or anything
Adam's
else you want.
cool.
Just don't
Adam's
ask me the
cool.
same question.
Craig and Travis.
Okay? So
Fuck
that was
right
my response to him. I have
And
never heard from him
Blabs,
since.
you know, my offer still stands.
She's
You know, when
there.
I Get married.
He
You
just-
know, I'm here.
As if I never responded. Didn't
She's
even
just
say, oh,
there.
thanks for the response. He just never responded.
I will
So the
fight
answer
Meerkat
is,
for her love.
No, I'm not doing an interview
No
with
problem.
this guy because apparently he
I can take
wasn't
Meerkat.
interested in
He's a
anything
pussy.
besides the same exact.
He's not a pussy.
You hear that,
He's the
Meerkat?
GOAT.
You fucking hear
He's
that?
the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Said my piece of the
He's
truth
good at
about
singing,
the situation,
yeah.
and that's that. So there you go. It's that simple, right?
It's that
So
simple.
you know, if they're not
Now
getting what they
does.
want out of it, you know, and no, it didn't hit
You should
his spam
challenge
folder
Meerkat.
because was
Do
through
it.
DMs
I
on
did. I
Facebook.
just
Look
told
him
him.
up.
I'm challenging him right now.
Do it. No,
Care for my
be
answer,
serious
and that was
about
the
it,
number
and
one.
pick a time, pick a place, pick a weapon.
there you go.
You need to draw out that goddamn
Duel.
Tartar-
You need a
that-
duel.
that
We'll do
Tartar
some-
sky worshiper.
We'll do some
Right
breakdance
now.
fighting, man. Breakdance fighting.
RG Beef says, "Did you
Fucking
see Jurassic
Poland.
Park?
Okay,
Pictures
you
yesterday with
need-
my
you
parents?
need
It was
to-
amazing.
you need to
It was the
chase
first
him
movie
back
ever
to
to
the
have
fucking
THX
Volga.
surround sound, and it was
From where he
amazing.
came,
It felt
okay?
super realistic.
Fucking
Fucking
Bring
Tartar
my
sky
Ukrainian
worshiper
brothers,
is going.
Get my Ukrainian brothers out there, man. We'll just be like, fuck them up.
Fucking hell. And Blabs, if I wasn't in a
Mid.
relationship, yeah, I'd fucking tear her apart. She'd get flipped and choked.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
She can sit on my face
Have I
anytime.
seen Trick or Treat or the two recent It movies? I think I saw Trick or Treat ages ago, and I think I saw the first of the two It movies.
The
What?
first of the two movies?
Yes, it is hot here. The sun is beating
There's
on my
three.
office. The office
The
is
original,
The original one.
Then
insanely,
the
and there's nothing I can do to cool down. I have to
2017,
sit
and then
in
the
this
new,
office
the
and
second
sweat
one.
all day.
I love it, man. It
'Cause
is.
I don't have air
The book is
conditioning
fucking.
anymore. Why the
is
fuck would I have
way
air
better.
conditioning in the house?
Of course
and
it
get
is.
on
I
it,
love
right? I'd
it's
be an idiot.
always
But
books
we got
always
fucking
better
summer
usually.
weather right now.
But the first It from like '97 is still awesome. I still love that show.
I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. Iron Man: The Power.
I have that on Apple iTunes.
Jade, good to have you here. He says the first time he'll be watching an Assassin's Creed game live here.
Your time, Jade.
I have a fan blowing right now.
Hey,
It's an oscillating
Jade.
fan. I can't have
Which
big
fan is
fans in
blowing
this
you,
office
Phil?
'cause
Is
all
it
you hear
Slayer?
the fan. You'd
Is
never
it
be able to
fucking
hear me
OIC?
talking.
That's
It's a
OIC.
small isolated
OIC.
office. All I can have is like a tower fan. It's going right now. It's cooling me down as much as
OIC
possibly
is his
can, and it
boy
doesn't
with
really
good
work.
suck.
Yeah.
Very
He's
soft
under,
mouth.
he's under the table right there. That's why I feel shaking.
Busted out his own teeth so that he can give a good gum job.
Yeah, Sunday, I don't know. Says you haven't played any first-person shooters in a while, so maybe the Modern Warfare beta will be
OIC
interesting.
or
Yeah, I don't know.
fucking was it Chef D, who's been going around to
Why don't I have
tractor
air conditioning in my
streams, starting
house?
shit.
These houses out here don't have central air. In the Pacific Northwest, the
but
climate used to be much
it's
better.
more-
We didn't have hot summers.
You
It
can
used to
get
be
central
moderate,
air.
and
It costs
to
$6 grand.
install
Everybody looked this up
central
earlier. It costs you $6 grand to put it
When
in.
I moved here 10 years ago,
And also, it's more about-
$13,000. I would assume with inflation, probably. It would be around
well, it depends if his
$18,000 today. I
one,
don't have
if his
$18,000.
18,000.
association will allow
The
for one to be
economy would
installed,
change
and
inflation would go
whether or
down,
not the house
I could
can
probably
take the
refinance my
ducting, he
home and
might
actually
have
do
to
some home
get a
improvements and
split
maybe do
unit,
that. But
like a one of the mini
what's
split
happened in the
units
last
that
2 years, interest
you
rates
just
have gone up. I
turn it
can't
on in a
refinance my
particular
house,
room,
so
like it
I'm
was
stuck. I
like
don't
the
have money to
Mr.
do it.
Slim by
I don't have finances
Mitsubishi.
to do it, and I can't
It's like that,
refinance
and
it.
instead of using
Central
full
air in my
ducts, it
house.
uses
I
pipes
had air conditioners
that
in my
can fit
windows.
into
I took
places
them
where
out.
you're
But the
normally
summer
not
was
equipped
over,
for it.
and it was
Yeah.
cool for
So-
2 weeks, and now we have summer weather again. So,
And yeah, those are
what am I supposed to do?
not very expensive. It's not like a $10,000 to $15,000 job that you might get for central AC for your entire house.
He's saying it's 18 grand. I'm looking at it right now for Washington, for Renton, for HVAC.
Do I have Jasper as my phone background?
Well, considering it's a
No, I usually
it's
just
a
have, like,
green
generic
state,
landscapes
yeah,
around
that
mountain or
could
something.
be.
Nothing special.
And honestly,
They have tax rebates for
Well,
it
let's
as well.
see here.
they have
Right now,
tax
Washington-
rebates.
Yeah, they have tax rebates for doing an install.
Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah,
you
you
don't know what
could-
you're talking about. He goes, don't you,
You
have
could
a
get
budget? You could upgrade for
you could get a good
$6,000.
AC for the size of his
I
unit.
love know-it-alls.
You could get an AC unit for probably
I've already told this story a million
6 grand.
times.
All right, hit him right
In a
now.
nutshell,
yeah, about
the
6 grand,
homes out
about
here
6
were not
grand,
designed
maybe
Four
for
to
central
6
air.
maybe 5.
The whole entire system of vents and everything,
And then
is
installs
meant to heat
150
the house,
bucks or
not
something like
cool it.
that. So
It doesn't even push air properly to the second floor like it's supposed to.
It-
When I had a guy come
might
out here when
be-
I first moved
Oh,
in,
just to
he walked
bolt it
around the
down
house
and
he, you know,
connect
he's
it and everything like
yeah.
that?
He's like, basically, even if you install
Maybe,
the central air
you know.
unit right now, you would not get any air conditioning on the second floor. You'd only
What?
get it on the base level.
No,
Because
Phil.
the
No,
whole
that's not
duct
how
That's
that
not how
works.
that works.
wrong
It's
for
forced
that.
air,
So
Phil. It's
you'd have
forced
to
air.
redo your whole duct system to have.
Does he think?
central
Does he
air,
think that
and
it's
it would
just
cost
like
you, at this time, it
you
would be
just bolt it to the side of the
$13,000.
house and
That
it just
was
has a
2014.
fan that blows
Today,
directly in
2023,
one
guess.
place?
It would be like
I
$18,000 to
guess.
$20,000 to redo this. So I don't
Yeah,
have that money. Maybe
he's
again
just-
in the future,
just
if
a
the
moron.
fucking economy
It's 6
turns
grand.
around, if this
It is
inflation
6
goes
grand.
away and everything, right?
Well, the only place that he would
Then
feasibly be able to put it is on his back patio.
I'm stuck where I am and I can't do anything.
Yeah, there's
He
room
can't.
there.
I don't have that kind of money. So
yeah,
what
there's.
do,
I mean, it would. But that would be the
in-window
only
air
place where he
conditioners.
could
I have one
put
here,
it.
one over there, one
But
down
there
the
might be
hallway. We
room.
have it
But
running all summer. No exaggeration, in the hottest summer ever. And the
it's a
most
little
expensive
fenced-in
ever.
area,
Electric bill was
and
off
I
the
think
charts, how much
it
money I
doesn't
paid to
the
get those
most of
running
the.
every day.
Is there a lot of room out there where
And
he
then
could put that? Because I know he has the
I just took them
the
out like 2-3 weeks ago
dryer
because it was the fall and it was cooler. We had 2 weeks of autumn weather,
vent
and now all
is
of a
out
sudden we got
there, and
summer
remember he
again.
said that it could have
So
caused
I'm
a
fucked.
fire
There's
because it was
nothing I
so
can do about
clogged
it.
up with weeds and lint and shit.
Hold on, I can bring
Mr.
this
Game
up.
Master, thank you for that super chat.
So,
Mango Jewel Pod,
like, where
re-upped his
can you
membership.
put it?
Stop wearing goofy shirts. It's too hot. All right, I'll stop wearing goofy shirts. This is a very goofy
Because you
shirt.
can't put it on the side. He doesn't have a side, and that's by design.
one wears
It's
these
so
shirts.
that
He's
you
a
know
middle
detractors.
He's a middle unit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
detractors couldn't. He'd have the meat shields of his neighbors in case detractors assaulted the compound.
house.
No,
So-
he has
Yeah.
lots of room. He has lots of room he can put it into on the back there.
Okay.
I received
Yeah,
a
he's got a big
$5
patio.
tip
It's pretty
from
big.
Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. He says, "Don't at me, but I think Hitman is the better assassin genre game. I'm not a fan of the story premise of Assassin's Creed. Like, why is it through virtual reality, man? But I think the whole idea is that it's not.
Man.
Like, what you are
Man.
experiencing it.
Oh, you got a $5 tip. There we go.
Okay, through VR or whatever.
Stream saved.
But it actually really historically happened. You're experiencing it through first person, through this machine called the Animus. But it actually
Yeah,
did
but
historically happen in
Hitman's just
the
a better
past.
game.
You understand?
Yeah.
Just a better game.
I had much more
Then
fun
again,
playing
Hitman-
Hitman
the
than
premise of
Assassin's Creed.
The series has been out for 15
Hitman
years.
3.
Thanks for that.
I
also
can
received a
literally
$20 tip
fucking.
from 1 Minute
just-
Man.
I can do so much more shit in Hitman 3 than anything in
Planet
any
Trap.
Assassin's Creed
Thank
game.
you to 1 Minute
Rescue.
Man. Let's get you up on the leaderboard.
Thanks,
You know,
Planet
just
Not
occurred to
Dead
me,
Wife. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been almost a week.
1 Minute
We
Man.
still have not seen the best Halloween animation, the highest level, the $100
Go black. Go black. Go
Halloween
black.
animation.
Confirm.
Jax will do it.
That's
Jax will
cool.
do it tonight, guaranteed.
Because we
Jax
have
will
not had a
drop a
$100 tip.
hundo on it.
Will we have
We're
a
gonna see
$100
the
tip
animation.
by the
Yeah,
end
I
of this
believe
month?
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. But hasn't happened yet.
He's like,
Thank you very
if
much
you drop a
to 1
hundo
Minute
so that
Man
you could get,
for your
so that you could say,
support of all of my
I dropped
content on a daily
$100
basis. I really
for
appreciate
Daddy,
that.
and I
that
got
you
to
are
play the
currently the top
animation.
contributor
Isn't
to the
that
stream.
meaningful?
So
Don't
thank
you
you
all
for that.
want to not fucking kill yourselves? Yeah. So he's like the fucker. He's the fucker who's holding his girl's hand while some other guy is fucking her,
Looks like I received a
gently holding her.
$3 tip
That's that type of energy.
Yeah.
from an anonymous tipper. Thank you to the $3 tip, anonymous tipper. Very nice of you.
And yeah,
Thanks,
it could be a fake tip. He's never gonna have a zero stream. He's always whatever happens. at the
He
last
almost
minute.
did.
Well,
He
folks,
almost did, but he had,
Almost
but
did.
I do believe it is
he
time
carried a tip
for us to end
over
the
from
show.
during the day
It
or
ran
something
long
like that,
as
right?
usual on my day
would've
back.
been
You
zero.
know,
Oh,
it always
no.
runs long on my day back.
That was
could always
that was a
say-
zero.
Always got a lot
That
to
was a
talk
zero,
about.
by the
Thanks
way.
for
That
the
was
retry.
definitely
Because that was
zero,
from-
he carried
It was from
a
the end of the day
For
stream.
now.
Yeah.
It was end of the day
And,
stream.
take a little
So it was a,
break.
it was
I'll
a
jump into
zero.
Assassin's
He
Creed
could
for
always
today,
say,
new game
"Oh,
playthrough. We'll see how this first session is
it's
and go from
Mr.
there.
Man. It's
And I
tipped
thank
me
you all tomorrow.
$5.
Obviously have
Wow,
my
thank
first
you, Mr.
impressions
Man.
on
Let me
the
put
game.
you
We'll
up.
talk a little
Just
bit
he
more
could just
about
do that.
Chapter 6, any news that's
It doesn't
going
matter.
on, and the like. So I thank you all very much
Huh?
for another great podcast, the beginning of
Yeah,
another
I-
week.
yeah,
Man, we got
no,
a
just
lot of
put the
crazy
feedback
stuff going on
in.
this week again. Finish
His
it
Thank
slideshow's
you.
too fast. His
New
slideshow's
games.
too fast.
Good mix of stuff. The fall
There
gaming
was some.
season has
I
begun.
forgot
Apparently the
what
weather
game
has
it was,
not
but he
stopped.
had like
But the
$7?
season of
Was it-
games is here.
He's had two of those this
and
year so
that
far.
means
He's had
it's
two like
time
$7
to wish
streams.
you all a happy Halloween.
Jesus
Actually, looks like an
fucking
improvement.
Christ.
That's an
Ah,
improvement.
Jasper just did that. Jasper just did that.
LCG yourself, please.
Okay, I'm not stopping the stream yet. Let's fast forward.
Anyway,
He's gonna
let's
go
get set
take a
up here
shit.
quickly.
He's gonna go take a shit.
And I am going to go on a brief
Yeah.
break to use the restroom.
No, not.
God damn, how
Here we go.
fucking
It was a
man.
mobile game? Oh, God. A mobile game.
I want to see how he sets
that's
Assassin's
stupid.
Creed. I want to see if he sets performance mode again.
All right, let's
I
do
think it's a
it.
given, right?
Ghost of Gushy Gushy.
Immediate goes right into settings.
Yeah, it goes right into settings.
Performance
and sets
mode.
performance mode.
Or
He
it's
complains
gonna
about the
be like,
graphics.
or it's gonna be like right here. Dude, calm down. Calm down. Yeah, Assassin's Creed games.
No
load up
HDR, no
like
VRR, no 120
shit.
hertz.
Anvil. Is that their exclusive engine? Graphical
Yes.
engine? Anvil? Is that what it's
Yes.
Yes, you fucking
Yes.
idiot.
called? Ubisoft
That's their-
presents
You should know this shit by now.
a Spike
You're a
Lee
15-year
joint.
content creator.
I thought that was just like everyone
now,
knew that.
Golden Foil Cover
Obviously Phil
Edition,
did.
Special Edition, #1 issue. Here it is.
He's got the Kelly Bundy brain. It's anytime you add something new, something else has to, has to
Reboot it
fall
out.
out.
Wow, is it really the 15th
Yeah.
anniversary?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2008, correct? That's right. Assassin's Creed 1 came out in 2008, was it?
Inspired by classic.
I'm trying to remember
Based
exactly.
on
It was
true events.
before... No. Wasn't
Inspired.
Assassin's Creed 1 2007? Because I remember playing it before I was
Oh my
YouTube.
god.
Are they right on that date? I don't know about that. I feel like they're off. Maybe I'm wrong. It was 2007, so they're off by a year? Let's celebrate the 15th anniversary of Assassin's Creed a year late. Maybe no one will notice.
Oh, there
Okay.
was a simple guy. There was
Anyway,
a bunch of Street Fighter rounds.
Everyone, welcome to Assassin's
November
Creed
2007.
Mirage. This is the
November
latest
2007?
installment in the Assassin's Creed franchise here in 2023.
Yeah, November 2007 is when
This one is
AC1
return to
came out.
basics after having 3 games that were a huge departure from the Assassin stealth formula. This game is supposed to return back to the whole idea of
I mean,
part of the Assassin's
Valhalla
Guild.
did have assassin
You're
elements,
trying to
but it
take
wasn't the
out
main
people
focus.
stealth. You know, it's not
Valhalla
about
was actually
outright
pretty fun.
combat and
I enjoyed it.
I had a,
exploration as
I,
much anymore,
I liked
which
it
is
as a
good.
game.
People said
Did
they
not like it
missed
as an Assassin's
the
Creed
classic
game.
style
But like,
and
I'd
formula.
play that over Assassin's Creed Odyssey
Assassin's
any
Creed,
day.
they
That game
wanted
is
to return
legit
to
Odyssey is
basics.
ass.
just crap.
Rough.
Now going hand
Rough.
in hand with that,
Origins is
apparently
alright
this game
though.
is
Go
short.
play that. That's
Probably
pretty fun.
about 20
You want a little
hours
fun
long,
game?
we're
Go play it.
saying. So, will the game be good despite the fact that it has a shorter runtime than the last 3 major Assassin's Creeds? I don't know. We'll find out. What I would say is thank you for being here.
He's
for
gonna
this
love this
journey
game because it's
as we jump back
Ubisoft.
into the world of Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed for the first time in many years.
Plus he's
Last
stalling,
time around, if
yeah,
you remember,
like,
was the launch of PS5 when we were playing Valhalla on PS4 and then converted it over to PS5 mid playthrough, which was kind of interesting. You could do that. So I'm happy to
Oh
come
my
back
god,
to the
it's like it's
franchise.
a
It's been
cross
franchise
progression
that I have covered
save.
way back
Whoa.
when.
He's playing this on
Assassin's Creed
Xbox,
2,
right?
One of the earliest playthroughs I
Yeah,
ever
he's
did
just
on
playing
YouTube back in
Xbox,
the day
yeah.
that got tons of promise.
Yeah,
and
because
attention.
Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah.
So thanks. Now, if you're here and you're relaxing and you're
Nuclear
enjoying,
Distractor,
please remember that
same.
engagement is
It,
key,
I got
especially
to
this
one
first
point and I
part
was just
and
like,
other
fuck
outgoing
this
parts
game,
of
I'm
the
done.
playthrough.
It was okay for what I played though. Like, I think I played like
Video
10 to
and
12 hours of
comments on
it. It
to
was
let me know what you
alright.
think can actually help significantly and get this.
Like, I did like it though
noticed
more
on
than
YouTube. So if you could do me that favor and engage with the content.
Odyssey.
In the
Because
meantime,
I didn't even
let's
get
jump
to
into
5 hours in the
Assassin's
game.
Creed.
I was like,
Check my
fuck this
benefits.
game.
I already linked Ubisoft Connect, by the way, so it already should be earning those Ubisoft Connect points and everything during the course of this.
Oh my god, those things do
Check on
nothing.
that.
It literally does
I've already
nothing.
done that
Yeah.
ahead of time.
Ubisoft Connect points
So here
do
we
actually
are.
nothing.
Okay.
And there was a exclusive mission that you had to download separately, and I got that already.
Yeah, then you have it. Who
From
cares?
the
Move
store
on.
or whatever it is, the marketplace. So we should be fine in
Yeah,
that
the-
regard. I'm trying to untangle my wires here.
Oh,
as
for
we
fucking
begin. I don't know
wires
what I'm
again.
doing.
Jesus, man.
Oh, listen to this. I actually don't
Dude,
even know where this takes place.
you can't do that.
I haven't
You
paid
can't
any
do that.
attention.
You can't do that. You just
No,
can't.
hell.
You just can't do that.
Oh, I need to
Why
get
are you?
Shabazz. Can we get Shabazz?
Wow, imagine.
I think we're
Remember,
just gonna
guys, he's
start the game
changed as a person. He's no longer a racist.
Dude, you can't. You just can't do this. Oh, he didn't go to the. He didn't go to the options.
You asked me once
Surprised.
about this memory.
He didn't.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
Oh, he went right in the game.
Watch,
I
no,
told you it was lost.
he'll complain about it. Maybe.
Well, I don't like
I
lock.
I'll probably go. Yeah, I'll go into game and then like, dude, what the fuck? And
Right off the bat, bad in first impressions.
Well,
this
let's
man
play a
lived
little bit.
many
I want
lives,
this to play out a little
and
bit. I
he
want
has
to see what he
much
does.
teach us. Of course, when he came to us, he was little more than a common.
dude,
thief.
he
could
is
get a
guys
lot
to
of
change.
racism. We could get a lot of
On the
racism
streets
out of this.
Baghdad.
I'm pretty sure there will be, because he fucking. I don't know why he
For
hates.
himself,
He
but for all
fucking
those
is
he
just
saw
fuck.
suffering
I don't know why he
in
did that.
markets.
I don't know why he did
It
that.
seems like
For while he lived
it seems like
in
the people he has the most problems with are
height of the
Asian
Caliphate,
like
people.
well the taxi driver in the hospital story has sounded like he had a Middle Eastern accent, and the whenever he seems to talk about DoorDash drivers who he hates are like, no, you must come out now. You must come out right now.
striking at our enemy from the
Like they're
shadows,
going Allahu
the
Akbar
eternal
out there while texting.
Yeah.
Centuries ago, he was at its heart.
You know.
Qasim ibn Ishaq.
Oh, here we go.
He honored the creed. He challenged it. So must we. We have it in all of us to mistake the shadows we walk for the light we serve. The time may come.
Is it the Animus or a
when we will be
kaleidoscope?
tested as he was.
It's the Animus. It's just how they're presenting the
I fear
Animus.
that time is coming soon.
Ooh, a molecule.
Wow, Phil, that's some great reaction there.
That was some Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Thanks, Phil,
Neil
for
deGrasse
the
Tyson,
riveting.
While he uses natural physicists and fucking.
That from Jurassic Park.
That's just riveting gameplay, riveting commentary.
Yeah,
So,
like.
Ooh, look at that. Coca-Cola.
My day has been brightened. My outlook on life has
I learned that
changed.
from McDonald's.
Mm.
Oh, it's not. It's blood. Oh,
This is something I will remember
on.
forever.
Blood on the face.
super.
I'm
meaty.
smiling. I'm smiling so much I don't think I will ever be able to not smile again because of this. Oh my god.
Would have protected him.
He's got his
Now all we need-
audio blown out again. Sorry.
Now all we need is for somebody to give Phil a big tip so we can go, yay, Phil. Oh, Phil got a big tip.
Look at that.
This made my day.
Look at that animation, dude. So meaningful.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, dude.
Did you hear him say, wow, look at that?
Oh, stanky
my God.
zombie breath. That's the
I
worst
mean,
part about
no
movies
truer
in
words have
October.
ever been
You
said.
get stinky zombie breath all the time.
I'll have that tattooed onto myself and my children.
All of my children will have this.
All of my children will have, wow, look at that.
Yes.
And what did our friend want this time?
To strip the flesh from my bones? Dine on my innards? Never has much to say, yet it leaves its mark.
Super meaningful, by the way.
Yeah. He's just sitting there reading chat, looking at himself in OBS.
Hardly
Nice goat
original.
laugh.
Why
You
was
should
there a
tell
goat
it as
laugh
much.
there? I don't.
Forget the Jinni for the moment. The day is new. There is work to be done. Derwish has left another contract.
Oh.
Who for? Them again? We would make more money selling water to a camel.
Come, Nihal. Where is your sense of duty?
Duty
He's
does not
holding
fill
himself
our
back
bellies.
for saying something racist.
No. But it does enrich
You,
the
look at his
soul.
face.
I know.
Be
You can just
outside.
You're a moron.
Oh,
Oh God,
Ooh,
Phil,
bonus
stop
content
with
unlocked.
the
Yes, there's a bonus mission
accent.
called the 40 Thieves.
Dude, you can't.
So I got that.
he can't help it. Yeah, he can't help himself.
So,
Just
first thing I was
get.
going to say during the intro, and I didn't want to really interrupt the narration. So they're now mentioning the Order of the Ancients.
So it's 30
again.
FPS.
like Cartman.
The Order
So
of
it's
the
30
Ancients
FPS.
was before the Templars, correct? And then later on, they.
It's
became
like
the
Cartman in
Templars,
that
if I remember
episode
correctly.
of South Park
I mean,
where
you have
Kyle's
to say
cousin
something
came to
here.
town and it's like,
I mean, the
maybe they
Assassins
should send
really
him to a
don't do good
concentration
job,
camp.
and every single game they're fighting this group. And every
He was just
single game the group
resisting the
still
entire
exists.
time
Well,
because
you fought them
money
like
was on the
100
line.
times during
Yeah.
history, and they still exist. You obviously did not stop them or do a good job of wiping them out, right? Like, why don't you just once thoroughly do a good job of like ending them, and then you don't have to worry about them in the
Well,
future?
you can't. It's a whole ass order.
Yeah, like it's an order, Phil. They have.
coins. The
People
spoils
around the
of
world.
life.
So it's like kind of hard to do that.
A contract. Let us honor it.
Yes, yes.
Watch when
I
he
am
looks
coming.
at the door. There's a massive performance drop.
Leave him alone. He's looting. Look.
Oh,
he's
Yeah.
Jesus.
You can see it. So he's gonna change
You
it.
just
to what
saw
it
it.
is. Yeah.
But she could not resist.
What is it?
Wonder what it is about these ancient baubles that fascinates her
He's gonna
so.
spend like a half an hour in the
Can't
first
really
room.
tell. It made of gold, but I don't know what the hell it is.
It's like leave the hideout. Leave the
It's like
fucking
a
hideout, Phil.
ancient-
It's telling you.
protractor or
Please
something,
leave.
right?
He's looking at items
Oh,
on
well.
the desk that he can't
That's
interact with.
Excuse me.
Did you get a tip?
Let's see here.
Troll tip?
hello, Mr. Bruno. Mr. Bruno.
Nothing. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah,
Cool.
troll tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the jitteriness
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Honestly,
The
get
sun
glasses.
casts a long shadow.
Please, Phil.
Let us not keep the
Look
Looks
at
like they
that.
live in a very hot
I cannot
place.
bear another
Look at that performance drop.
These
Jesus
contracts.
Christ.
It is quite a few Darwishes
Welcome
push
to
their way
Assassin's
out.
Creed,
He
baby.
knows I will come through.
You have his trust. That much is clear. Do you suppose you have theirs? These
This is where VRR would
shadowy
come in
types?
handy.
I should hope so by now.
Then
Yep.
they should show it.
It's
They
a
take all
holy
the
shit,
risk
man. The
and they
skipping
offer
is
little in
insane.
return.
They are liberators, Nihal.
Why has he not changed this already?
I know.
I don't
Like,
know.
Phil, we know you want. Like,
Still,
it looks
the
like
price of
shit right
liberty
now.
should be enough to feed us.
Oh,
Pretty
why
nice
is it so-
graphics, huh? I'd say
blurry,
pretty
Phil.
impressive. The visuals look
It
nice,
looks really
nicely
blurry.
detailed, good lighting, and
And
crazy.
not really looks fine, but like
frame rate.
it's jittering all over the
Smooth 60
place.
right now. Super smooth.
No, Phil,
No, it's not. No, Phil, that's not 60. It's 30.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows there's a performance mode.
Okay, let's go live. Let's see what he's at for tips. He's at $33
Still
right
has the
now.
swinging. That was added near the end. Back then, they probably like. How do you get high?
$35, $2. $2. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Poppy flowers or something, right? How else?
And how much were
They didn't have the stuff from today. They didn't have the,
3 hours
the more refined stuff. You got to find more interesting ways.
He's only at $35 on a new release.
Nice and tipsy in the streets.
And a big release.
Yeah,
of Assassin's Creed.
It's so over.
Okay, well, I'm gonna end it here, guys.
All right.
I'm gonna relax for a bit.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, guys. Really appreciate it again. Chat, thanks for showing up.
Shove 'em up your
Just
butt.
hanging out with us.
Right to the
Tonight,
bloodstream.
make sure you're on Piece of Pieces stream. I guess we're all gonna be there, right?
Here.
Yeah.
I should be.
Let us wait for
I'll probably be there.
Yeah, I'll
It's gonna
definitely be there.
good. It's gonna be a good
Alright.
night. I got my
Thank you for
fingers
posting up
crossed.
Halloween videos.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
They snorted the sand.
Bye.
Oh, I don't know about that.